The sun shines on the square on the university campus, and it is as lively as a festival. There were many stalls, colorful flags were flying, and a faint fragrance filled the air, which came from the nearby elixir promotion stalls. Students were in small groups, excitedly discussing today's campus event Qiang Test Instrument Experience Day. This thing is popular recently. It is said that it can detect the spiritual potential of everyone. If you have a talent, you may be able to embark on the path of cultivating immortality and change your destiny. Qiang squeezed into the crowd, holding a bottle of mineral water in his hand and sweating slightly on his forehead. He is an ordinary junior student in the Department of Economics with an average family background. He usually likes to play games and watch short videos, and has no big ambitions. Cultivation? That sounds like something out of a novel. He glanced at the test instrument next to him. The machine was like a high-tech glass cabinet with blue light flashing inside. The banner next to it read, "Discover your potential for immortality." "Qiangzi, do you want to go and try?" A chubby boy next to him patted his shoulder. It was his best friend Lu Feng. Lu Feng is from the physical education department. He is as hot-blooded as a small volcano and always drags Qiang to do exciting things. Qiang shook his head and smiled. "What are you trying?" "I am a mortal whose spiritual roots probably can't even detect a scumbag. Save your energy and go back to playing games." Lu Feng refused to give up and hooked his arm around his neck. "Oh, you have such a bad attitude. What if? I heard that last month a genius came out of University B next door, with an S-level spiritual root. He was directly admitted to the Academy of Immortality. Now he is in the news every day. Let's go, my buddy will line up with you." Qiang was dragged forward by him, feeling a little helpless, but he also joined in the fun. There was already a long queue in the square, and when it was the turn of the girls in front, the meter made a low buzzing sound. One of the girls pressed her hand up, and the screen lit up with a green light, showing spiritual root level, D, average potential, recommended to engage in auxiliary occupations. "Hey, it's okay, at least it's not 0. The girl breathed a sigh of relief, and her friends gathered around to comfort her. It's Lu Feng's turn. He pressed his hand carelessly, the instrument vibrated, and the screen flashed yellow light, spiritual root level, C, medium potential. You can consider the elixir or magic weapon industry. Haha, not bad. I will be a master of elixirs in the future, and I will treat you to a feast when I get rich." Lu Feng turned around excitedly and winked at Qiang. Qiang was amused and thought to himself, "This guy, a C-level guy, is so happy." He took a deep breath and walked to the instrument. The staff member, a middle-aged teacher wearing glasses, nodded and said, "Relax, put your palms flat, close your eyes and concentrate." Qiang did as he was told. The palm of his hand touched the cold induction plate, and a warm current instantly rushed into his body, running through his meridians like electricity. He thought he didn't feel anything, but suddenly a stabbing pain flashed through his mind, and his eyes went dark. The buzzing sound of the instrument became louder and louder, and the surrounding students turned their heads to look over. "What's going on? Is this instrument broken?" someone whispered. The screen lit up, first flashing red, then bursting into a dazzling purple-gold light. Qiang felt hot all over, as if something was awakening in his body. He opened his eyes and stared blankly at the screen. Spiritual root level, SS, rare talent, extremely high potential for cultivating immortals. It is recommended to register for the Academy of Immortal Cultivation immediately. The whole place was silent for 2 seconds, and then it exploded. SS level? Oh my god, this is the legendary genius spiritual root. Who is he? Qiang from the economics department? Didn't you say he is ordinary? Teacher, is this meter accurate? Take the test again. The teacher's eyes widened, he pushed up his glasses, and leaned closer to the screen to confirm, yes, the data is stable. SS level, which is rare in a century. Young man, your talent is like a genius. Qiang's mind was buzzing and he took a step back, his hands still shaking. The warm current just now was still flowing in his body, making him feel light and airy all over. Ordinary? The words suddenly seemed distant. Ever since he was a child, he has always been an inconspicuous character. He was above average in exams, had a small circle of friends, and couldn't even fall in love. But now, this appearance was like a sap, waking up something deep in his heart. Lu Feng was the first to rush up and hugged him. Qiang. You are awesome. SS level. I know you are hiding it. From now on, you are my boss. Li Qiang was choked by him and pushed him away. Fengzi, don't make trouble. Is this true? Isn't it a malfunction of the instrument? What a malfunction. Lu Feng's eyes were bright and he pulled him aside. You didn't see the teacher's expression? How shocked are you? I heard that SS-level people can go directly to the elite class of the Academy of Immortality, and their cultivation progresses very fast. Think about it, you are refining alchemy, building foundations, flying swords, and ruling the city's immoral path. How handsome you are. More and more students gathered around, some taking photos, some whispering. Li Qiang felt like he was thrown into the spotlight, embarrassed and excited at the same time. The teacher came over and handed him a business card. Classmate Li Qiang, this is the contact information of the Immortal Cultivation Association. Your talent is too precious. I suggest you sign up for a test and confirm it immediately. The urban Immortal Cultivation Circle is very large, but a young man like you is definitely a hot commodity. Li Qiang took the business card, his palms wet. The novels he read when he was a child flashed through his mind, in which the protagonists fought back from being useless and established a sect, surrounded by beauties. In the past, he only regarded it as a pastime, but now he feels that it may be his own path. Deep in my heart, an ambition quietly sprouts. I am not willing to be ordinary, start from here, and change everything. The two squeezed out of the crowd and found a bench on campus to sit down. Lu Feng was still gesticulating excitedly. Qiangzi, when you get rich in the future, remember to protect your buddy. I'm C-level. Although I'm not top-notch, I can always get a share of the pie by following you around. How about we team up to explore ruins, auction treasures, and build a pill empire? Li Qiang smiled, his mind racing. The elixir industry is the backbone of urban immortality cultivation. Countless people from small workshops to giant companies have become rich relying on it. His talent is SS level, and it is said that his alchemy talent is extremely high. Why not give it a try? After college, find a regular job? That's so boring. Once you wake up, you have to use it. Fengzi, you are right. Li Qiang's eyes became firm. I can't waste this opportunity. Let's start with a small elixir workshop, make some basic elixirs and sell them. I also want to sign up for the entrance examination of the Academy of Immortality. Let's make a name for ourselves together. Lu Feng slapped his thigh. Enemy. I'll do it with you. Think about those ruins maps, which contain ancient treasures. Once you decipher them, your cultivation level will increase. There will also be auctions with sky-high bids. It's exciting. As the sun sets, the campus bell rings. Li Qiang stood up and clenched his fists. From this moment on, he was no longer an ordinary college student. The blueprint for the elixir workshop has been formed in my mind, and the first batch of elixirs will be refined starting tomorrow. Ambition is like a flame, burning quietly. He knows that the road to immortality starts from here. Early the next morning, before the sun had fully climbed onto the dormitory building of University A, Li Qiang jumped out of bed. He tossed and turned last night, his mind filled with images of the business card and the SS-level spiritual route. When the bell rang, he was already running through a dozen starting plans in his mind. Starting an elixir workshop from scratch sounds simple, but in fact you have to do it step by step. The dormitory is the best hiding place. It is private and free, so you don't have to waste money on renting a place. Fengzi, get up. We have to do business today. Li Qiang pushed Lu Feng on the upper bunk. The guy was still wrapped in a quilt and snoring. He was so excited that he talked until midnight last night. Lu Feng rubbed his eyes and climbed down, his hair messed up like a chicken coop. Qiang, so early. I still dream that we spent money at the auction. Okay, tell me, what is the first step? Qiang dug out a few old books and information downloaded from the internet and spread them out on the desk. Let's set up a small workshop first. The dormitory has electricity and water. I checked on the internet last night. Basic elixirs are such as Qi gathering pill. The materials are not expensive. Students on campus need this thing to replenish their spiritual energy. Let's use the induction cooker in the dormitory as a simple elixir furnace and try it out. Lu Feng's eyes widened. Induction cooker? Is that possible? I heard that you need to use spiritual fire to make elixirs. It's very high-end. Let's get started, just use it. SS-level spiritual roots are not given in vain. I feel that there is a fairy energy in my body that can guide the flame. Qiang patted his chest. He tried to meditate last night, and the warm current was indeed able to work. It was like he was born with the secret of alchemy. There was a little excitement in my heart. This talent is indeed not something that can be blocked. The two of them pooled their money and went to the medicinal material shop at the school gate to buy the first batch of raw materials, spiritual grass powder and auxiliary ores. They spent a total of 500 yuan, and Lu Feng took out the last 100 yuan from his pocket to make up the money. Qiang, this is my pocket money, I bet on you. If it works, we will share the dividend. If it fails, you can treat me to the next meal. Qiang nodded, with a sense of responsibility in his eyes. Don't worry, my brother's business belongs to me. If it's done, I will definitely recruit you into my group. In the dormitory, the desk became a temporary workbench. The induction cooker buzzed, and Qiang sat down cross-legged, closing his eyes and circulating the immortal energy in his body. The warm current flowed along the meridians to the palm of the hand, and the flame actually glowed slightly blue, no longer an ordinary fire. Following the recipe in the book, he carefully poured in the lingqiao powder, stirred and heated it. The air is filled with the fragrance of herbs, mixed with faint fluctuations of spiritual energy. The first furnace failed. The elixir turned into black charcoal, giving off a burnt smell. Lu Feng came over to smell it and frowned. Ouch, this tastes like burnt steamed buns. Qiang, don't lose heart, try again. Qiang wiped his sweat and quickly analyzed in his mind. The heat was uneven and the magic grass was not active. He recalled the feeling when the instrument was tested. The immortal energy could control the temperature carefully. The second time, he adjusted his gestures, and the immortal energy wrapped around the stove like silk thread. 10 minutes later, a soft sound came from the furnace, and each round Qi gathering pill was formed, with a soft light on the surface. It's done! Lu Feng jumped up, grabbed one, and stuffed it into his mouth to chew. Well, it's sweet and refreshing, and I feel that my meridians are warm. Qiang, you are such a beast with the improved formula. The Qi gathering pill mentioned in the book is bitter, how come yours tastes so good? Qiang smiled, not mentioning that he had an idea and added some wild honey from the campus medicine garden to season it. This is not only talent, but also the brains of the economics department. The elixir must sell well to have a market. It's not that it tastes good, but that the spiritual energy is of high purity. I temper it with fairy energy, which has less impurities and doubles the effect. It costs 500, and I make a batch of 10 pills. I sell 51. I won a small victory in the first battle. Lu Feng's eyes lit up. Leave the promotion to me. I have a wide network of contacts in the physical education department, campus forums, community groups, all posting. The title is A Genius Makes Elixirs, produced by SS-level spiritual roots. Qi gathering pills will help you start cultivating immortals. Qiang grabbed him. Keep a low profile and sell to a small area first. Test the water downstairs in the dormitory, don't scare away customers. In the afternoon, the two set up a stall on the lawn below the dormitory. Lu Feng's blood boiled and he shouted at the top of his voice, fresh Qi gathering pill. 150 per pill, replenishing spiritual energy and improving cultivation. Made by Qiang himself, guaranteed to be authentic. The students gathered around curiously. The first one to buy was Fatty Wong from the dormitory next door. He was a classmate in the Department of Economics and had a D-level spiritual root. He usually complained that it was difficult to start cultivating immortals. Qiang? Didn't you test the SS level yesterday? Is this pill really effective? Qiang handed one over and said with a smile, try it, no refund. The Qi gathering pill is designed to treat insufficient spiritual energy and will take effect within half an hour. Wang Fat swallowed it, and within 2 minutes, his face turned red. Wow, the heat rushes to the dantian. It's much better than the cheap ones on the market. Give me 2. Word spread like the wind and 5 were sold in no time. Lu Feng was so happy that he couldn't help but brag as he collected the money. Let me tell you, this is Qiangzi's exclusive formula, improved. The pills on the market are expensive and complex, so this is a friendly price between us. As he was selling hard, a tall and thin man came over, wearing a pair of sunglasses, followed by 2 younger brothers. He is Zhang Lei from the Department of Chemistry. I heard that he ran a small elixir business on campus and called himself the Elixir King. Hey, isn't this Qiang, yesterday's hot item? SS-level spiritual roots have started selling fakes? 51 Qi gathering pills? Mine is only 30, and the quality is not inferior to yours. Lu Feng became angry and scratched his neck. Zhang Lei, don't be sour. The elixir of Qiangzi is of high purity. Did you make it with chemical raw materials? Students have sharp eyes. You will know it after using it. Zhang Lei sneered, pushed Lu Feng away, and approached Qiang. Boy, your tail is raised to the sky when you awaken your talent. I occupied the campus market first, and your small workshop can't last 3 days. I advise you to stop, so as not to be embarrassed. Qiang's heart sank. This was a typical competitive provocation. He was not in a hurry to reply, and his mind was spinning quickly. According to the principles of economics, price war is not a long-term solution, and you must highlight your advantages. The immortal energy in his body circulated slightly, making his thoughts clearer. Zhang Lei, it's fate that we are together. Your elixir is cheap, but its spiritual energy absorption rate is low. My improved version has added the spirit-quenching step, and the effect is long-lasting. Let's compare. He demonstrated on the spot, taking out a sample of his own elixir and a sample of Zhang Lei's from his pocket, and asked the students next to him to compare them with a simple fairy energy tester. The meter shows that the concentration of Qiang's elixir energy is 20% higher. The students' onlookers cheered, and some people turned around and bought Qiang's. Zhang Lei turned green, rolled up his sleeves and walked away. I have the guts. But the market is very big, and you will be squeezed out by me sooner or later with just this little trick. Lu Feng spat. Why are you pretending to be a big-tailed wolf? Qiangzi, we are not afraid of him. Next time he comes, I will go straight to his head and beat him. Qiang patted him on the shoulder and smiled calmly. Don't be impulsive, business is a battlefield, use your brain to win. Today's sales made a net profit of 300, enough to buy a batch of materials. This is the first pot of gold, just a small victory, but it proves that the path is right. The setting sun lengthened the shadows on the lawn, and the stalls were closed. The 2 of them went back to the dormitory to count the money. Lu Feng counted the crumpled banknotes. Qiangzi, your brain is like a born businessman. How did you come up with the soul-tempering step just now? My eyes shine when I see you using your immortal energy. Qiang leaned against the bed, feeling that the immortal energy in his body became smoother. This alchemy not only improved his skills, but also made him confident. In the past, he only knew how to keep accounts, but now with the buff of cultivating immortals, his business talent seems to have been compromised. Intuition, the inspiration given by the SS-level spiritual root. Thank you, Fengzi. Your enthusiasm in promoting it has been a big help. Friendship comes first. Without you, this workshop cannot start. Lu Feng chuckled and put his arm on his shoulder. That's right. We are good friends. Ever since we were young, I have been the first to go to anyone who bullied you. Think about it, this is just the beginning. If the school sells well, it can be expanded to the whole city. The pill empire sounds exciting. Qiang nodded and looked out the window. The campus lights are on and the crowd is bustling. A bigger picture flashed through his mind, from dormitory to factory, from qi gathering pill to high-level elixir, defeating opponents like Zhang Lei and monopolizing the market. The exams and map ruins of the Immortal Cultivation Academy are all waiting. But now, this small victory allowed him to see the potential. The market was hungry, students needed reliable elixirs, and the craze for cultivating immortals was booming. To expand, start recruiting helpers from tomorrow and optimize the formula. Ambition spreads quietly like a vine, and he knows that this road will become wider and wider as he goes. Early the next morning, the air in the dormitory still carried the lingering fragrance of last night's herbs, and Qiang and Lu Feng got back to work. After counting the money last night, the two of them didn't sleep well, and their minds were filled with ideas for expansion. The campus was waking up outside the window, and students were hurriedly passing by with school bags on their backs. Qiang looked at them and felt a surge of blood in his heart. These people were his first batch of loyal customers. "Fingzi, we are ramping up production today. They sold out last night. I guess there are people chasing the goods today," Qiang said as he pulled out the box of materials he bought last night from under the bed, which was filled with spiritual grass powder. Lu Feng stretched, his eyes sparkling with energy. "No problem. I posted a post on the forum last night, and the title was Self-Refining SS-Level Spiritual Roots, and the Qi Gathering Pill will help you practice immortality without getting stuck." It got more than 1,000 clicks, and left a message saying that he wanted to try it. "Qiangzi, you can make 2 more furnaces, and I will go downstairs to guard the stall and pull people's heads." Qiang nodded and sat down cross-legged. The immortal energy in his body was flowing much more smoothly than yesterday. He tried to meditate last night, and the warm current seemed to come alive, nourishing his meridians slightly, making him feel that his cultivation had made a small progress from level 0 to the edge of level 1 foundation building. This is not only a byproduct of alchemy, but also a talent that sharpens his foundation. He took a deep breath, the blue light flashed in his palm, and the flame of the induction cooker rose steadily. This time, he optimized the formula and added some spiritual dew picked up from the mountain behind the campus, and the purity of the spiritual energy of the elixir was improved again. An hour later, the first batch came out. The 12 Qi gathering pills were crystal clear, and the sales were better than yesterday. Lu Feng rushed out with the box in his arms and came back soon with money in his pocket. "Qiangzi, it's popular. That guy Wang Fat brought 5 of his classmates and packed half of the box. He said that after you finished eating the elixir, you absorbed the spiritual energy faster during meditation and your cultivation level increased by 0.5 levels." The forums were all flooded, and some people asked if they could wholesale it. Qiang took the money with a smile and counted it. He made a net profit of more than 800. This speed was faster than he expected. In the afternoon, they moved their stall to the front of the economics department building, where there was a greater flow of people. The students heard the news and some chatted while buying it. "Qiang, how did you make this elixir? The Zhao's elixir shop on the market sells it expensively, but the effect is average. Your 50 yuan a pill is just a bargain. The secret recipe will not be passed on to others." Qiang blinked, but he was thinking in his heart, "Zhao family Danfang?" It was an old local elixir family that opened several branches around University A and monopolized the low-end elixir market. I heard that they use industrial production, which is low cost but of varying quality. My own small workshop started out small, but quality is king. Business was booming for 2 days, and the news spread outside the school. At noon on the 3rd day, a middle-aged man in a suit came to the door, claiming to be a local investor named Mr. Chen, who ran a small medicinal company. "Mr. Li, I heard that your Qi gathering pill is selling like crazy on campus. I am interested in your handmade refining and would like to invest 100,000 to help you expand your production line. How about building a simple pill furnace and hiring a few assistants?" After hearing this, Lu Feng was so excited that he slammed the table. "Qiangzi, this is pie in the sky. 100,000 is enough to buy a serious alchemy stove, and this induction cooker in the dormitory can't hold it anymore. Qiang didn't answer in a hurry, his mind was spinning rapidly. In economics, this is called angel investment, but the risks must be assessed. Mr. Chen's eyes were sincere, but the immortal energy in Qiang's body moved slightly, as if to remind him to be cautious. Mr. Chen, thank you for your support. But this is the initial stage. I will test the waters on a small scale first. Cooperation is possible, but an agreement must be signed. I will control the technology. Mr. Chen laughed and handed over the business card. Young people have brains, okay. Invest 50,000 first and deliver the materials tomorrow. Remember, quality is your golden sign. Don't let those old foxes from the Zhao family take advantage. With the money in hand, the workshop was upgraded. The alchemy furnace sent by Mr. Chen is a semi-spiritual weapon, which can guide the immortal energy and double the efficiency. Qiang made 3 furnaces overnight, and the output increased from 10 to 20. Lu Feng was in charge of marketing and organized a buy 10, get 1 free campaign, and also launched online ordering on the campus app. In just 1 week, they accounted for 70% of the campus market. Students spread the word, Qiang's elixir has pure spiritual energy and no flatulence after eating it. The Zhao family's stuff always smells like ordinary medicine. But the good times did not last long, and Zhao Jiadanfang could no longer sit still. On the night of the 8th day, the stall had just been closed, and 2 strong men were blocking the downstairs of the dormitory. The leader was Zhao Ming, the young master of the Zhao family. He was in his early 20s and was used to running rampant on campus, relying on his family's power. Behind him was Zhang Lei, who smiled sinisterly, as if he had found someone to support him. Qiang, I heard that your kid stole our Zhao family's business. Zhao Ming held a cigarette in his mouth, spit out the ring, and looked at him with a bad look. Our Zhao family has been supporting the campus for 3 years, and you want a piece of the pie with a bunch of students? Give me an explanation tonight, either it will close down, or, hee. Lu Feng became angry and stood in front of Qiang. Zhao Ming, who do you think you are? The market is fair, and whoever has the best elixir will sell it. The quality of Qiangzi is way ahead of you. Students are not stupid, they vote with their feet. Zhao Ming snorted coldly and waved the strong man forward. Stop talking nonsense. Zhang Lei said that you used fake spiritual grass mixed with water to deceive consumers. I will give you a chance to test the elixir in the campus square tomorrow. If you lose, get out. If you win, our Zhao family recognizes you as a person. Qiang's heart sank. This was obvious suppression. The Zhao family has a family alchemist with a strong foundation, but he cannot show weakness. Immortal energy circulates in the body, and a flash of inspiration flashes in the mind. Comparing quality? This is his strength. In the economic battlefield, innovation is the trump card. Okay, let's compete. But it's not just alchemy, it's also sales. Sell the goods on the spot and see whose alchemy student grabs them. Zhao Ming was stunned. He didn't expect this kid to not follow the routine, but he still nodded. Deal. See you at the square tomorrow at noon. Zhang Lei, keep an eye on me. At night, the dormitory is brightly lit. Qiang and Lu Feng discussed countermeasures, and Mr. Chen also called to remind them to be careful of the Zhao family's black hands. Qiangzi, this is a primary competition. If you win, you can monopolize the campus. But you have to show off your unique skills. Lu Feng clenched his fists and his blood boiled. Qiangzi, don't worry. Tomorrow I will be responsible for shouting. I can use my words or my hands. I am from the physical education department. If anyone dares to cause trouble, I will be the first to go. We have been on the same page since we were young. If we can't get through this little turmoil, my life will be in vain. Qiang patted him on the shoulder, feeling that the friendship was as warm as fairy spirit. This crisis made him grow up. He no longer fights alone, but learns to leverage others. The cultivation level in his body has improved slightly, and the immortal energy is like a stream, nourishing his decisiveness. The inner monologue is short. Wisdom is not born, it is honed. At noon the next day, the square was packed with people, and students came to watch the excitement. Zhao Ming brought his family's alchemy master to the stage. The old man was in his 50s and had a sophisticated attitude. When the stove was turned on, the spiritual fire was blazing, and he quickly produced 20 qi gathering pills. They looked average and the price was as low as 40 yuan. Produced by the Zhao family, it must be a high-quality product. 40 yuan apiece, buy one and get a spiritual energy test free. Zhao Ming yelled at the top of his lungs, Zhang Lei supported him, and several shills pretended to rush to buy. It was Li Qiang's turn. He used the new alchemy furnace, quietly injecting immortal energy, and his movements were as smooth as flowing clouds and flowing water. The onlookers recognized him. That's Li Qiang's. The quality is outstanding. The furnace rang, and 18 pills emerged, each wrapped in a thin layer of spiritual mist, which smelled delicious. Lu Feng jumped on the stage and started speaking passionately, "Brothers, this is no ordinary pill. Hadron is added with soul-quenching honey, and the absorption rate is 95%. After eating it, it goes straight to foundation building. It costs 50 yuan a pill, but it is limited today, so you won't regret buying it." The students rushed up, and someone directly compared it with the tester. "Wow, Li Qiang's spiritual energy concentration is 30% higher. Zhao's, oh, it's just okay." Orders flew like a snowflake, and they were sold out in 10 minutes, with half of Zhao Ming's stall left. Zhao Ming's face was ashen. The strong man wanted to cause trouble, but Lu Feng took the lead and blocked the way. "Want to take action? Come on. I'm not afraid, campus security is watching." His eyes were fierce, and the blood of the sea-level spiritual roots in his body exploded, scaring the other party to flinch. The students applauded. "Lu Fengyo. Support local entrepreneurship." Zhao Ming gritted his teeth and said, "Boy, this is the beginning. The Zhao family will not just let it go." The leader walked away in despair, and Zhang Lei followed behind, his eyes vicious. After the square ended, Li Qiang counted his money and made a net profit of 2,000. Mr. Chen called, "Well done. Invest another 50,000 to expand the production line. You have a monopoly on the campus market." Lu Feng wiped his sweat and smiled brightly. "Hadron. I didn't swing my fist just now, so I felt itchy. But it's more fun to win with your brain. Your marketing is simply amazing, selling in limited quantities, creating hunger. What do you call it in economics?" "The principle of scarcity." Li Qiang replied with a smile, feeling that he had changed. In the past, he only knew theory, but now in actual practice, smart operations are like a second spiritual root, growing rapidly. His cultivation has also steadily entered the first level of foundation building, and his immortal energy is full, making him more confident about the future. While they were celebrating, Fatty Wang ran over panting, holding a piece of yellowed paper in his hand. "Li Qiang, thank you for the elixir, which helped me improve my cultivation. This thing I picked up in the square just now fell by your stall. It looks like an old map, incomplete, but with strange runes. It looks like a clue to a ruins. You know how to cultivate immortals, can you help me?" Li Qiang took it. The paper was cold to the touch, with faint aura fluctuations. When he unfolded it, he saw vague mountains and strange markings painted on it, with the words "Ancient Ruins" written in the corner. His heartbeat is racing. This is the starting point of the main plot. The immortal energy in the body resonates, as if calling. "Fat Wang, thank you. This may be worth a lot of money. Fengzi, we have to study it." Lu Feng came over and his eyes lit up. "Relics map? Adventure. Qiangzi, I'm excited now. Let the pill empire go for now. Are you going to explore?" Li Qiang put away the paper and looked at the tall buildings outside the campus. The business was stable and the competition was initially won, but this map ignited the fire of exploration. The ambition does not stop at the market, and the journey to immortality has just begun. Li Qiang carefully folded the yellowed map and stuffed it into his wallet. The excitement in his mind had not subsided, but the reality of business was weighing on him like a stone. "Fengzi, don't get too excited yet. Regarding the ruins, we have to take our time. We are a small workshop now, and we need to stabilize the foundation before exploring. The Zhao family is still watching. The market is not monopolized, and you will have to go hungry if you go out to explore. Lu Feng scratched his head and smiled. You're right, Qiang Zi. Adventure is romantic, but the pill empire is hard goods. Mr. Chen's 50,000 yuan investment, we have to get started. Go to the Industrial and Commercial Bureau tomorrow to register the company? How about calling it Qiangfeng Danya? It sounds awesome. Li Qiang nodded, with a calculating look in his eyes. Okay, that's it. After registration, recruit people to optimize the supply chain. You can't always rely on Mr. Chen to deliver materials in batches, you have to build your own channels. The campus market is stable, keep an eye on off-campus communities and the internet. Early the next morning, the two rode shared bicycles straight to the Industrial and Commercial Bureau in the city center. Mr. Chen was waiting there early, wearing a neat suit and holding a briefcase in his hand. Li Qiang, Lu Feng, I like you young people who are strong in action. I paid the registration fee, and I introduced Ling Chao Farm to supply the materials at a fair price. Over at the Zhao family, I heard rumors that they want to join forces with local drug dealers to squeeze you out. Don't panic, in the business war, we will win step by step. The registration process was as smooth as drinking a qi gathering pill. When Li Qiang filled out the form, he quickly calculated in his mind, the company structure is simple, with an alchemy department, a sales department and a purchasing department first. He is in charge of technology, and Lu Feng is in charge of marketing. When the official stamped the product, he said with a smile, young man, the elixir industry is hot. Remember, if the quality passes the test, the market will be yours. When I returned to school in the afternoon, the sign Qiangfeng Danya was hung up. The dormitory was turned into a temporary office. Li Qiang used Mr. Chen's money to buy several simple alchemy furnaces and packaging machines. Lu Feng posted a recruitment post on the campus BBS, recruiting alchemy assistants. The monthly salary starts at 2,000, including food and alchemy training. If you love cultivating immortals, come to Qiangfeng. The job fair was held in the large classroom of the Department of Economics, and more than a dozen students came. Wang Peng was the first to sign up, with a smile on his chubby face. Li Qiang, I have a D-level spiritual root. Although my cultivation is slow, my brain is bright. I will help you manage the inventory and never mess up. Li Qiang patted him on the shoulder. Fat Wang, welcome. Start from the grassroots level and learn the secrets of alchemy. Lu Feng yelled from the side, don't crowd us. We at Qiangfeng do not run a family business. Whoever has the ability will be accepted. Come on, interview question, how to optimize the supply chain of qi gathering pills. A tall and thin man raised his hand. My name is Xiao Li, from the Department of Chemistry. The supply chain is divided into upstream, midstream and downstream. The upstream spiritual grass is collected directly from the farm and cuts out the middlemen. The midstream is refined, using your fairy energy to control it to improve efficiency. The downstream sales, online app and campus flash mob. Lu Feng's eyes lit up and he nodded to Xiao Li. Great. Hired. You are in charge of purchasing. Then, he picked two more girls, one in charge of packaging and the other in customer service. The prototype of the team was beginning to take shape. Li Qiang looked at these young faces and felt warm in his heart. From working alone to leading a team, this is the taste of growth. The talent for cultivating immortals is not only about refining elixirs, but also about refining people's hearts. In the evening, Lu Feng came in with 2 bowls of instant noodles and chatted while eating. Qiangzi, the guys we hired today are good. That guy Wang Fat can probably help keep an eye on the materials. Xiao Li's supply chain idea has saved at least 20% of the cost. Our elixir empire feels like it's about to take off. Li Qiang chewed the noodles and nodded, yes. But the Zhao family will not be idle. I heard from Mr. Chen that they have joined forces with the local big drug dealer Huayang Tang to lower the price and seize the off-campus market. We have to fight back and use the knowledge of cultivating immortals to upgrade the products. When I meditated last night, I realized a new formula for the immortal energy. Adding some foundation-building grass can turn the qi-gathering pill into a quick-acting version and absorb it twice as fast. Lu Feng's eyes widened. Damn it, Qiangzi, your SS-level spiritual route is so perverted. In economics, this is called product differentiation. How can the Zhao family's industrial products compare to your handmade fairy spirit? Tomorrow, I will go to the off-campus community to sell them during the trial production. Just as he was talking, there was a knock on the door. A girl came in, with long hair reaching her waist, wearing the blue uniform of Shoshan Academy, with bright eyes. Li Chan? I'm Meng Qi, a sophomore at the Academy of Immortality. I heard that you are recruiting people, and I want to join. Your qi-gathering pill became popular on the forum, and I tried it. The purity of the spiritual energy is ridiculously high. As a college student, I know some ancient books and can help optimize the formula. Li Chang was stunned, while Lu Feng jumped up excitedly. The beauty is here. Meng Qi, right? Sit down and drink water. Qiangzi, this is a top student. The runes and pharmacology in the college are absolutely professional. Meng Qi sat down and said with a smile, You're welcome. My family is a small cultivating immortal family, but it is not as monopolistic as the Zhao family. Did you use quenching honey for your elixir? It's smart, but you can add some cloud dew to purify the spiritual energy and avoid the Zhao family's trick of impurities in ordinary medicine. In business, the college has a special course on how to use the knowledge of cultivating immortals to build a supply chain. I can help you contact the supplier of spiritual herbs, and the price is 20% off the market price. Li Chang was moved. This girl is not only beautiful, but also smart. The immortal energy in his body resonated slightly, as if he recognized her suggestion. Meng Qi, welcome. I will start as a technical consultant. Have you heard about the Zheoji Alien Huayan Hall? Meng Qi nodded, her eyes serious. I heard. Huang Tang is an old player. There are many industrial alchemy furnaces, but the quality is rough. They plan to open a low-price stall in the off-campus shopping mall tomorrow, offering qi-gathering pills for 20 yuan each, to grab your low-end market. But the spiritual energy of their pills is unstable and will stagnate if taken too much. Once your quick-acting version is released, they can counterattack. The three of them chatted until midnight, and Meng Qi's professional advice made Li Chang suddenly enlightened. The knowledge of cultivating immortals is originally a personal cultivation, but now applied to business, it seems to have opened up a new door. There was a flash in his mind, this is deepening. You are not alone on the road to immortality, you have to help your teammates. The next day, Qiangfeng Danya took action. Shaoli led the team to the farm to sign a contract for direct supply of spiritual grass. Wang Peng was in charge of the inventory, and Meng Qi personally guided the optimization of the formula. Li Chang personally refined the quick-acting qi-gathering pills, and 18 pills were released. Each pill was wrapped in a light mist, and the smell of it made people feel refreshed. Lu Feng and Meng Qi split up to attack. Lu Feng rushed to the community outside the school, and Meng Qi used her college connections to promote it. The shopping mall showdown is in full swing. Huang Tang's stall was very impressive, with Zhao Ming personally in charge, and next to him was the manager of Huang Tang, a slippery middle-aged man. Everyone, the Huayang Zhao family joins forces to give you 20 quick-acting pills. It guarantees that your cultivation level will increase, and the Zhao family's quality will be unstoppable. Not to be outdone, Lu Feng opened a stall and shouted, Qiangfeng Danya, a new quick-acting qi-gathering pill. 50 yuan each, but the absorption rate is 99%, and there is no stagnation. Come, test it on site. He pulled in a few passers-by and compared it with the immortal qi tester. The aura concentration of Huayang's elixir is only 60%, while that of Qiangfeng's is almost 95%. Passers-by exclaimed, the difference is huge. What should I do if I have diarrhea after eating Zhao's cheap goods? Meng Qi was at the side making up for the damage, and the aura of the college student was convincing. I am from the Academy of Immortality. This elixir is tempered with cloud and mist dew. It is a pure ancient formula. The industrial product from Qiang is mixed with ordinary medicine and will damage the meridians for a long time. Those with strong peaks are the right way. Zhao Ming's face turned dark and he sent someone to make trouble, but Lu Feng was well prepared. The physique of the physical education department stopped him and shouted, "Want to take action? Where is the mall security? Fair competition, let quality speak for itself." Zhang Lei was behind Zhao Ming, looking strange and angry. "Li Qiang, are you cheating? Where did you get Yonglu?" Li Qiang smiled lightly, "It's just a secret recipe. Consumers have the final say in the market." Within 10 minutes, Qiangfeng's pills were sold out, and Huayang's stall was deserted. The manager was furious and pulled Zhao Ming away. "This kid is weird and his spiritual energy is too pure. We must report it to the family and let the alchemist upgrade the formula." When the battle report came back, Mr. Chen called, "Li Qiang, great job. The market share has jumped from 70% on campus to 30% outside campus. Huang Tang is in dire straits, and the Zhao family will not be able to turn around in the short term. Invest 100,000 to expand the factory?" Li Qiang thanked him, and when he hung up the phone, he felt that his cultivation was a little more stable. At the pinnacle of Level 1 foundation building, his immortal energy is like a river, nourishing his business intuition. Growth requires more than just cultivating immortality. Only by building the foundation of an empire can one be stable. In the evening, the three of them gathered in the dormitory to celebrate. Wang Fat sent a new batch of spiritual herbs and said excitedly, "Boss, the supply chain has been optimized, and the cost has been reduced by 15%. Meng Qi took out an ancient book and spread out the map of the ruins. "Speaking of the empire, let me take a look at the map you mentioned just now. There are similar ruins in the academy. This is a residual map of the ancient ruins, pointing to the Black Wind Mountain on the outskirts of the city. The clue is more complete. There is a green dragon seal at the entrance of the cave, which can be unlocked to enter the ancient alchemy room." Lu Feng's eyes lit up. "Meng Qi, this is a great assist. Qiangzi, how about we form a team? The three of us will go on an adventure, dig for treasures, and double the empire's funds." Li Qiang looked at the map, his heart beating fast. First success in business, deepening in spiritual cultivation, and now the fire of adventure is ignited. Black Wind Mountain is a dangerous place, but the opportunity is great. "Okay, form a team. Meng Qi, you will be the think tank. Lu Feng, you will be responsible for safety. Prepare the equipment tomorrow and do a little exploration first." Meng Qi smiled. "Okay, I believe you. We should be side by side on the road to immortality." Lu Feng slapped the table, hot-blooded. Strong peak pill industry, plus the ruins team, these days are getting more and more exciting. Li Qiang looked out the window at the night, where the lights on the tall buildings were like stars. The embryonic form of the empire is emerging, adventure is imminent, and ambitions are quietly expanding like a fairy spirit. The night faded, and the sun shone into the dormitory, illuminating the yellowed map on the table. Li Qiang rubbed his eyes and his first sight was on the ancient book that Meng Qi had spread out last night. She had come early, holding a cup of hot soy milk in her hand, tapping the blurry lines on the map with her fingers while drinking. "Qiangzi, Fengzi, are you up? We were so excited last night that I flipped through the rune manual of Bansa College. This picture is not an ordinary fragment. It is a mark of an ancient ruin and contains layers of mechanisms. Black Wind Mountain is the direction, but the entrance requires unlocking the blue dragon seal. Lu Feng turned over from the upper bunk, his hair was messy, and he was so excited. "Sister Ming Qi, good morning. The Qingyuan seal sounds cool, the kind in immortal novels, right? Breathing fire or invisible door?" "Qiangzi, last night you said to prepare equipment. I ordered 3 sets of adventure outfits online in the middle of the night last night, an anti-stab jacket, a fairy probe and an energy bar. Mr. Chen's 100,000 investment came over. Let's put some money first. Once the treasure comes back from the expedition, we will double the empire's funds." Li Qiang smiled and took the soy milk from Meng Qi. It was warm and had the aroma of beans from a street breakfast stall. He was thinking in his mind, just one victory in the business war, and the profits would snowball. Another 500 quick-acting qi gathering pills were sold last night. When Wang Peng was clearing out the warehouse, he said that the inventory had made a profit of 2,000 yuan, which was just in time to replenish equipment. That's right, Fengzi. Your logistics are always stable. Meng Qi, how do you solve the runes? The three of us divide the work. She and I do the mental work, and you take care of logistics and safety. The three of them sat down around the table, and the dormitory instantly turned into a temporary research room. Meng Qi pushed the ancient book to the middle. The pages were yellowed and there was the seal of the college on the corner. She pointed at a twisted symbol on the map, like a mark scratched by a dragon's claws. Look here, the core of the green dragon seal is the ancient dragon language. It is not memorized by rote, but must be sensed with fairy energy. The Academy has taught that runes have spirituality, and random touching will trigger the illusion array. I will draw a sketch first, and you can try injecting fairy energy. Lu Feng came over, his eyes widened. Dragon language? That sounds impressive. I am a sea-level spiritual root, but I am weak in immortal energy, but I can do the logistics. I will make breakfast for you first, and study while eating. He turned around and took out last night's instant noodles bucket from the drawer, heated 3 bowls, added 2 poached eggs, and handed it to Li Qiang and Meng Qi. Eat, you need to replenish energy for mental work. Qiangzi, you are SS level, try injecting it. Li Qiang nodded, took the pen, and copied the runes on the paper. The immortal energy in his body surged like a trickle. He closed his eyes and meditated, and the veins of the map appeared in his mind. The runes were stroked one by one, glowing slightly when the immortal energy was injected into them, but suddenly they trembled and seemed to come alive. Huh. Feedback. Meng Qi, this dragon claw points to the southeast, like a hidden cave. But there is a broken line in the middle and a piece is missing. Meng Qi's eyes lit up. She looked closer and saw that her long hair swept across Li Qiang's arm, carrying a faint jasmine fragrance. She is from the Xiaoxian Academy, and she always has a bookish air about her, mixed with the freshness of a modern girl. Clever. You made up for it quickly. In my ancient books, similar rune gaps are signs of traps. Ancient ruins like to set up tests. There may be a small magic circle around the green dragon seal, simulating a beast attack or a subsidence. We have to decipher the complete path, otherwise our lives will be at risk if we go in. Lu Feng chewed the egg and interjected, illusion array? Exciting. Then I am responsible for safety. The physical fitness of the physical education department can withstand small traps. Meng Qi, go on, how to fill the gap. Meng Qi opened a page in the ancient book, which was filled with dense rune diagrams. She gestured with her fingers. Dragon language is divided into 5 techniques: claws, scales, horns, eyes, and breath. On the map, the claws are the entrance, and what is missing is the scale technique, which represents protection. Qiangzi, your sense of immortal energy is strong, try to link it with mine. I will inject the spirit-quenching technique into the academy, and you will add business brains, treat the runes as a supply chain, how to optimize the gap. Li Qiang was delighted. This girl mixed cultivation with business, she was down-to-earth and adorable. He felt warm in his heart. When he was fighting alone, he always felt lonely on the road to immortality. Now that he has teammates, ideas are flying like sparks. Okay, let's optimize the formula. The gap in the scale formula is like the bottleneck in the middle of the supply chain. Let's use the immortal energy to bypass it, extending from the claw formula, to simulate the overlap of the scales. He took a deep breath, and the immortal energy poured into the palm of his hand. Meng Qi followed suit. The 2 spiritual powers intertwined, and the runes on the paper suddenly became complete and glowed faintly. It's done! Lu Feng slapped the table and spilled some instant noodle soup. The southeast slope of Black Wind Mountain, the cave entrance. The map points to the ancient alchemy room, which contains foundation building elixirs and fragments of immortal artifacts. Precious treasures, Qiangzi, On this adventure, our empire will take off." The three high-fived excitedly, and the dormitory was filled with laughter. Meng Qi wiped the sweat from her forehead and said with a smile, "The cooperation is really tacit. Li Qiang's wit made up for my theoretical blind spots, and Fengzi's logistics kept us calm. Many people in the college work alone and always fail. Our team is like the epitome of Qiang Danya, clear division of labor and complementary shortcomings." Li Qiang nodded, and a warm current surged in his heart. Growth is not only an increase in cultivation, but also the connection of people's hearts. From college students to leaders, pulling teammates side by side is deepening. Yes. It's the same in business. Last night's profit was 2,000, which is enough to buy probes and protective charms. Fengzi, go to the off-campus market in the afternoon to replenish supplies, and keep an eye on the Zhao family. Huang Tang is in a bad situation, and I guess he won't give up. Lu Feng agreed, "I'll cover it." Wang Fat and Shaoli are guarding the company. A new batch of quick-acting pills have been released and sold to communities outside the school. The market share has steadily increased. That guy Zhao Ming was the one who hacked me on the forum yesterday and said that our pills have side effects. I replied, "Testing is welcome, quality speaks for itself." Just as she was speaking, Meng Qi suddenly frowned and stared at the runes on the paper. "Wait a minute, this green light is moving." After the scales are completed, small runes appear on the edge of the map, like omen traps. She injected more fairy energy to test, and suddenly there was a cool breeze in the air, and the lights in the dormitory flickered. Omen of the Phantom Array. Li Qiang suddenly came back to his senses, using the immortal energy to protect his body and stabilize his mind. Meng Qi also turned slightly pale, and Lu Feng instinctively blocked the front, clenching his fists. "What the hell? Is the dormitory haunted? Qiangzi, are you okay?" Li Qiang shook his head, more excited than frightened. "This is a warning from ancient ruins. A small scale trap sign, proving that the map is genuine. The entrance is guarded by phantom beasts, which must be broken through with team tactics. Meng Qi, your spirit-quenching technique decodes the phantoms. I cleverly found the weakness, and Fengzi blocked it at close range. If you practice tacit understanding, this is your advantage." Meng Qi breathed a sigh of relief and smiled. "It scared me, but it was also exciting. The college simulation class is not so real. Qiangzi, you reacted quickly and made up for it in time. If you had worked alone, you would have gone into chaos. The spirit of cooperation is what cultivating immortals should be like." Lu Feng chuckled, "Yes. The three of us are like the Three Musketeers. I'll buy equipment in the afternoon and add an anti-phantom amulet. Little Detective Haifengshan, tomorrow? Over at the company, Wang Fat can handle it." Li Qiang looked at the map. The blue light gradually faded, and his heartbeat was still accelerating. The foundation of the business empire has been stabilized. Now the main line of exploration is unfolding, treasures are in sight, and ambitions are surging like fairy energy. We'll leave tomorrow. Let's explore the entrance first and make sure it's safe. Meng Qi, we'll analyze the clues to the alchemy room in detail tonight. Fengzi, don't forget the energy bars for logistics, and prepare more. The three of them cleared the table. Lu Feng went to the market, and Li Qiang and Meng Qi continued to point out the map. In the afternoon, good news came from the company. Shaoli signed a new farm contract. The cost of spiritual grass was reduced by another 10%, and orders for quick-acting pills were full. Wang Peng sent a message on WeChat. "Boss, the Zhao family competes with low prices, but our quality is superior. The profit is 3,000, which can be used for adventure. The sun sets and the campus is lively outside the dormitory. Students are practicing their immortal energy and the test instruments are dinging." Li Qiang looked at Meng Qi's serious profile. Lu Feng came back with a large bag of equipment, and the team's tacit understanding was as tight as a thread. Black Wind Mountain is waiting, and traps and omens are a test, but with partners, the journey to immortality is no longer lonely. The fire of adventure burns brighter. The sunlight leaked from the treetops of the campus and shone on the backpacks carried by the three of them. Li Qiang carried the equipment that Lu Feng had assembled last night on his shoulders. The fairy energy probe swayed lightly on his waist and made a low buzz. Heifeng Mountain is not far from the school, a 2-hour drive, and the omens of last night are still echoing in my mind, but now I am taking steps forward, and my heart is filled with the passion to move forward. Lu Feng was driving a borrowed second-hand SUV, playing old songs on the speaker, humming as he drove. The three of us went through the ruins on the 18 bends of the mountain road, and we laughed when we got the treasure. Meng Qi sat in the passenger seat, with the map spread out on her lap, tapping the edge of the runes with her fingers. Fingzi, don't make trouble. The blue dragon seal at the entrance has been solved, but there are layers of mechanisms inside. Remember, don't touch it when you go in, the fairy energy induction takes priority. Li Qiang poked his head from the back seat and patted Lu Feng on the shoulder. Drive steadily, Logistics General. Last night Fatty Wang sent a message that the new batch of quick-acting pills were sold out, and the Zhao family's low-price pills are coming again. Shaoli said that their supply of spiritual grass upstream has been cut off, so I have to command remotely. Meng Qi, where's the pill room on the map? Meng Qi turned around, her long hair fluttering in the morning breeze, and her eyes were bright, from the entrance of the Claw Secret, through the protective area of the Scale Secret, and then to the corner Secret Labyrinth. The alchemy room is at the end, and the guardian monsters may have low-level wind wolves, and the phantom array simulates a group attack. We divide the work, I solve the puzzle, you fight, and Fingzi blocks the forward. She paused, and her voice softened. Qiangzi, the omen last night was scary, but with you, I don't panic. Cultivation of immortality is fun when the team works together. Lu Feng glanced at the rearview mirror and grinned. Sister Mingqi, don't worry. I am from the Physical Education Department and specialize in close combat. Sea-level spiritual skills are not strong, but my fists are strong. Qiangzi, with your SS-level talent, just throw the elixir and the monster will kneel down in an instant. On the Empire expansion side, my mobile phone is connected to the group. Wang Fat and the others are watching. As the car bumped up the mountain road, the shadows of Heifeng Mountain were blurred, and the mist shrouded like condensed fairy energy. Li Qiang nodded, feeling warm in his heart. From refining elixirs alone to now pulling teammates into danger, this kind of leadership is not innate, it is practiced while fighting. The phone vibrated, and Wang Pang's voice said, Boss, Zhao Ming complained on the forum again, saying that our elixir is fake. Shaoli and I teamed up to launch a live test. The audience exceeded 1,000, and the orders doubled. The new farm contract was signed, and the cost was reduced by 15%. You can explore with peace of mind, and the empire is stable. Li Qiang replied, Okay, keep an eye on the news of the Zhao family. Increase the output of 500 pills and promote it in communities outside the school. Reward later. After hanging up, he took a deep breath of the fresh mountain air. The immortal energy circulated in his body, and the edge of the peak level of foundation building was faintly loose. The business line is like a backing, and the adventure front line is more daring. 2 hours later, the SUV stopped down the southeast slope. The cave entrance wrapped with vines is hidden among the rocks, and the air is filled with a faint fishy wind, which is the smell of last night's phantom. Lu Feng jumped out of the car, picked up his anti-stab jacket, and clenched his fists. Entrance. Qiangzi, sweep with the immortal energy probe. Li Qiang started the instrument, the needle pointed at the entrance of the hole, a flash of blue light, and the runes appeared. It was the Qiang claw technique. He injected immortal energy, and the claw marks spread out like living creatures. The stone door suddenly moved away, revealing a dark passage. It's done! Come in! Meng Qi shouted excitedly, and the three of them filed in. The inner wall of the passage is engraved with scale patterns, and the stone slabs underfoot are faintly glowing. After walking less than 100 meters, a sudden gust of wind blew up in front, the ground shook, and the magic array was triggered. The air was distorted, and several wolf shadows rushed towards them. Their claws were thick, and their roars were deafening. Phantom beasts. Wind wolves. Lu Feng shouted, his blood boiling over, and he was the first to rush forward. His physical strength from the Physical Education Department exploded, and his fists were wrapped in weak immortal energy, and he smashed at the nearest wolf shadow. "Come on, I'm not afraid of you." The wolf's shadow flew into the air and turned into smoke, but his shoulder was still scratched with a red mark by the phantom claws, which made him grit his teeth in pain. Damn, the pain is real. With quick eyes and quick hands, Qiang took out the quick-acting qi-gathering pill from his pocket and stuffed one into Lu Feng's mouth. Swallow. Restore the immortal energy and block the left wing. The elixir melted in the mouth. Lu Feng's immortal energy surged, the wind of his fist was like a tiger's, and he smashed a wolf shadow into pieces. "Qiangzi, this elixir is awesome, I feel like my physical strength has doubled." Meng Qi was behind, forming seals with both hands, and injecting the spirit-quenching technique into the channel wall. Scale secret protection, the source of breaking illusions. "Qiangzi, look at the gap in the wall, inject your SS-level fairy energy, and link me." Qiang nodded, and the immortal energy surged out like a river, touching the cracks in the wall. The scale lines lit up, and the magic array shook. The wolf shadow group was in chaos, but he knew that this was just an appetizer. Suddenly, the stone door at the end of the passage burst open, and the real wind wolf sprang out. 3 low-level monsters, with jealousy as red as blood, cut the air with wind blades and rushed towards the 3 of them. "What a guy!" "Organized monsters." Meng Qi's expression changed. She took a step back, and shouted while unlocking the horn runes on the wall, "Fengzi, hold the middle end. Qiangzi, use your alchemy talent and pill assistance." Lu Feng roared. With a loud sound, he charged with passion, jumped up to block the leading wolf, and added fists and kicks. "Beast, get away. I will fight for the Hadron Empire." The wind blade scratched his arm, and blood oozed out, but he clung tightly to buy time for his teammates. Qiang's heartbeat quickened and his inner monologue flashed. To grow in a crisis, a leader does not shout slogans, but protects his teammates. He grabbed 3 homemade explosive pills from the bag, controlled the immortal energy accurately, and threw them at the wolves. The elixir exploded, and the flames wrapped around the wind blade, biting back the monster. A wolf howled and retreated, its fur scorched black. "Meng Qi, have you solved the horn secret? Inject it from the left wall." Meng Qi's fingers were flying, and the dragon language secret was complete. "It's done. The passage is stable." She rushed forward, and the spirit-quenching technique turned into a network of light, trapping a wolf. Qiang took the opportunity to get close. His talent awakened, his SS-level spiritual roots exploded, and the sword condensed with fairy energy in the palm of his hand pierced the wolf's heart. "Good job." Lu Feng gasped, swallowed the second pill to stop the bleeding, turned around and knocked over the last one. "The team is invincible." "Qiangzi, your immortal energy sword is so handsome, has your cultivation level increased?" Qiang felt the immortal energy in his body surge like a tide, and the peak of the foundation building was loose, faintly touching the edge of the second level. The reversal of the crisis is not luck, but the tacit understanding of elixir and talent. Deep in the passage, the alchemy chamber door emerged, with secret of foundation building engraved on the simple stone door. Meng Qi wiped off the sweat and hit Qiang's palm with a smile. "Your business brain optimized the runes and saved us. Fengzi's blood stood in the way, I solved the puzzle, and you fought. This friendship is like the formula of the elixir, indispensable." Lu Feng wiped the blood. Yes. "I would have died long ago if I worked alone. With you, it's worth it." Pushing open the stone door, the room was filled with spiritual energy. On the central jade platform were 3 crystal-clear foundation building pills and fragments of a broken fairy sword. The scent of medicine floated in the air, and Qiang's eyes grew hot. "Ancient treasure. The foundation building pill is of high purity. If you swallow one, your cultivation level will reach level 2. He divided the pills, one for himself, one for Lu Feng, and one for Meng Qi. Lu Feng swallowed it, and the immortal energy roared, "Wow, the heat rushes into the body. Sea level can also build the foundation. Qiangzi, thank you." Meng Qi took the pill, her cheeks were slightly red. "With my spirit tempering technique, the academy exam is stable. Qiangzi, you lead this trip, Empire plus adventure, two-pronged takeoff. Li Qiang swallowed the pill, and the immortal energy circled like a dragon. His cultivation level exceeded the second level of foundation building, and the spiritual power in his body doubled. My heart surges. Leadership has grown, from directing business to leading teams and adventures. Only when people gather together can their strength be truly strong. He picked up the fragments of the fairy sword, and the sword had a faint green light. This is a key resource. It can be sold for sky-high prices at auctions, or it can be used to refine new weapons. Don't even think about touching it in the Zhao family. While they were celebrating, the mobile phone signal was intermittent, and Wang Peng's voice broke in, "Boss." Zhao Ming's low price collapsed. "All customers came to us. New orders are 2,000. Shaoli signed an urban agent, the empire expanded, and the market share exceeded 30%. When will you come back? Li Qiang replied, "Get out of the ruins immediately. Keep an eye on the inventory, prepare for college exam promotion, and use elixirs to sponsor elite students." After hanging up, he looked at his teammates. The business line is stable, and the cultivation level is rising. When the exam is over, we will counterattack. Lu Feng patted his shoulder. "Let's go. Celebrate your achievements with a barbecue and beer." The three of them exited the passage. The sun was dazzling and the fog from Black Wind Mountain dispersed. Meng Qi took Li Qiang's arm and whispered, "This time, our friendship has deepened. Qiangzi, your growth has made me believe that I will never be alone in the journey to immortality." Lu Feng led the way and laughed, "Next time we go to the Great Ruins, wait for us at the pinnacle of the empire." The mountain wind blew, and Li Qiang held the sword tightly. His ambition is surging as his cultivation. The college exam is around the corner, and once this resource is obtained, the reversal is close. The three of them drove down the mountain from the foot of Black Wind Mountain. The setting sun stretched the shadow of the car. Lu Feng held the steering wheel while chewing the roasted corn he bought on the roadside. Oil stains covered his hands. "Qiangzi, this trip is worth it. After taking the foundation establishment pill, I feel like the immortal energy in my body has been injected with chicken blood, and my sea-level spiritual roots have become hardened. After returning to the city, we have to celebrate. Let's go to the barbecue stall." Meng Qi leaned on the back seat, playing with the fragment of the fairy sword in her hand, and said softly, "It's a celebration, but don't make it too late. The entrance exam for the academy will start next week. Qiangzi, do you really want to apply? With your SS-level talent and second-level foundation building, you can't let up on your preparations." Li Qiang was sitting in the passenger seat, looking out the window at the speeding city lights, and Wang Peng's message lit up on his phone screen. He smiled and turned around and said, "It's settled. This trip to the ruins is not in vain. The foundation establishment pill stabilizes the cultivation level, and the broken sword can be exchanged for resources. The empire has expanded to this point, and the academy is a springboard. Learn high-end runes and alchemy ways, and monopolize the market faster." A flash in his mind, from Yaluzi alchemy to the Orthodox Academy, this is an upgrade of wisdom, not a blind rush. Lu Feng glanced at him from the rearview mirror. "Yes. Brother Feng, I will be your intelligence agent. I have a lot of contacts in the sports department. I heard that there's an inside story about the exam, and the Zhao family's gang is doing something small." The car drove into the city, familiar neon lights flashed, and the SUV parked in front of a barbecue stall near the university town. Smoke filled the air as the three of them sat around the table, mutton skewers sizzling with oil. Lu Feng picked up a bunch and said while eating, "Qiangzi, let's talk about the plan. The empire is now overwhelmed with orders. Wang Fat said that the market share is 30%. Zhao Ming's low-price competition collapsed, but I heard from the gossip that there are moves in their upstream supply chain. Lingqiao Farm was acquired. Our supply crisis may be upgrade." Li Qiang nodded and took a sip of beer. "Well, the Zhao family has a strong background and the support of the family's alchemist, so I can't contact him head-on. I'll try to optimize the supply chain and try to pass the exam first. After entering the academy, my connections will grow, and my resources will snowball." Meng Qi picked up a piece of eggplant and narrowed her eyes. "Smart. The exam is divided into 3 subjects: theory of immortal energy, interpretation of runes, and practice of alchemy. You are very talented and can rely on intuition for theory, but you have to review runes and alchemy. I will lend you my college notes and come to my dormitory at night. She paused. His cheeks were slightly red. Lu Feng, please help keep an eye on Zhao Ming's activities. The forum and WeChat group are all busy. The team division of labor is very efficient. Lu Feng patted his chest. No problem. Brother Feng is online and has first-hand intelligence. If that kid Zhao Ming dares to hack our empire, I will let him drown in the forum. The night was getting dark, and the 3 of them dispersed. Li Qiang drove Meng Qi back to the dormitory. On the way, his phone buzzed again. Wang Peng's voice was urgent. Boss. Bad thing. The Zhao family teamed up with Huang Tang to acquire the 3 major spiritual grass farms in the East District. The upstream supply was seriously cut off. Shaoli's order was stuck, and the inventory was only enough for a week. Customers started to cancel orders. Li Qiang frowned and held the steering wheel tightly. Hold on. Tell Shaoli, go to the wild collecting route, and I will send you the coordinates. There are scattered spiritual grass spots around Black Wind Mountain. Lu Feng and the others visited them last night. At the same time, we are launching a new product, an auxiliary agent extracted from the residue of the Foundation Establishment pill. It is low cost. The selling point is purity of relics. Live demonstration. The empire will not fall. Crisis is an opportunity. After hanging up, he rushed back to the rental house, thinking, business is like cultivating an immortal. If the supply chain is broken, it will be reshaped. From a small workshop to an empire, this wisdom is not just a book, but is honed in actual combat. In the early morning of the next day, Li Qiang got up early to do his exercises, and the immortal energy from the second-level foundation building circulated in his meridians, as steady as a rock. He opened his laptop and connected to the team group. Peng Wang, I'll send you the auxiliary formula, a quick-acting version, priced at half the price of Zhao's. Lu Feng, take people to Haifeng Mountain to purchase, safety first. Shaoli, contact individual farmers and sign short-term contracts. Replies came like a snowflake, and Wang Peng was excited. The boss has a clever plan. With the push of auxiliary, customers have stabilized, and the chargeback rate has dropped. Lu Feng said with a smile, let's go. My buddies from the sports department will be the guards, and the spiritual grass will take care of them. At noon, Li Qiang rushed to Ming Qi's dormitory, with thick test papers and ancient books spread out on the table. Ming Qi brewed 2 cups of immortal energy tea, and said with steam, come on, theory subject first. Principle of the immortal energy test instrument, the level of spiritual roots depends on the resonance frequency of the immortal energy. You are SS level, and your induction is super sensitive. Test paper simulation, how to use the instrument to identify hidden spiritual roots. Li Qiang took the pen and wrote while said, inject a small amount of immortal energy and observe the deviation of the wave peak. When I woke up, the meter went straight off the meter. Meng Qi nodded and leaned closer to give guidance. Yes, but additional application. In business, use this to optimize the detection of elixirs and avoid fakes. Your talent in alchemy can be used academically. The 2 stood side by side. Meng Qi's long hair occasionally brushed Li Qiang's arm, and the air was filled with the fragrance of books and ink. She turned to the rune page. This is the advanced level of dragon language art. You inject fairy energy into the runes to link me. The tacit understanding is good. But the exam requires hand drawing. Draw green dragon claws and explain the protective mechanism. Li Qiang picked up the pen to copy. The SS level spiritual roots were running, the fairy energy was slightly exhaled from his fingers, and the lines were like life. The protective zone blocks illusions after the formation, the scale pattern is activated and the source is broken. Ming Qi, with the help of your soul-quenching technique, the efficiency is doubled. She smiled and clapped her hands. Qiangzi, you have changed from a wild person to a system, and you have grown up quickly. Remember, the climax is in the practice department, on-site alchemy. The Zhao family may make a mistake. Lu Feng's call interrupted, and his voice lowered. Qiangzi, the information is here. Zhao Ming infiltrated the examination team, bribed the insider, and leaked the details of the test paper. Runes and ruin simulation, and alchemy requires improvised formulas. They want to use false information to mislead the candidates, specifically hacking the elixirs sponsored by your empire. The forum has been flooded, saying that our quick-acting elixirs have side effects. Li Chang's heart sank, and he monologued in his heart, the turning point is here. Competition is not only in business, but also in exams. This is a test of wisdom, and counterattack starts with seeing through. He said to Meng Qi, the Zhao family is playing dirty tricks. Meng Qi, your college connections can help find out the inside story. Lu Feng, keep watching and collect evidence, but don't force yourself. Meng Qi frowned and quickly sent a message. I contacted the instructor. Although the Zhao Ming family is tough, the academy is fair. Qiangzi, don't panic, your immortal Qi condensation sword and explosive flame pill will crush you in the practical department. Let's change the plan, review of runes plus application of relics, and practice improvisation of alchemy. Li Qiang nodded, a sharp light flashed in his eyes. Okay. Empire. The supply chain is stable, Wang Fat reported. 3 new farm contracts were signed, and the order for auxiliary agents exceeded 500. The crisis was resolved with this brain. He stood up, activated his immortal energy, and simulated alchemy. Assuming that the test paper contains a variant of the quick-acting elixir, I will optimize the formula and add sword residual green light tempering spirit to increase the purity by 20%. In the afternoon, Lu Feng led the team back with bulging backpacks and the fragrance of spiritual herbs. Qiangzi, the purchase went well. There is a small spiritual field on the edge of Black Wind Mountain, and there are no monsters to stop it. On Zhao Ming's side, I took a screenshot of their WeChat group. Insiders are selling information, targeting you specifically, saying that your talent is fake and the elixir is watered down. Li Qiang glanced at it and raised the corner of his mouth. With the evidence in hand, the counterattack is possible. Lu Feng, thank you, your hot-blooded intelligence has saved the empire. The team will gather in the evening to celebrate the turnaround of the supply chain. Meng Qi handed tea from the side. Yes, on the eve of the exam, morale is high. Qiangzi, your leadership, from business to academics, is growing. We will use our wisdom to break this turning point in the Zhao family. As the sun set, the 3 of them gathered in the community park again. Lu Feng divided the spirit grass, and Wang Peng and Shaoli connected via video chat. Boss, the market is stable. The Zhao family's low price has expired, customers have returned, and the share has increased to 35%. Li Qiang smiled and raised his glass. Do it. The empire is not failure, the exam is reversed. Meng Qi, continue to review. I have mastered the runes. She blinked. Well, your immortal energy has injected, the runes have come to life, and they have reappeared. Zhao Ming's intelligence has been infiltrated, so we can use it to spread false news and make them chaos. The night wind blew, and Li Qiang felt that the edges of his cultivation were loose, and his wisdom was refined like a pill. The exam is coming and the suspense is lingering, but the team is here and the counterattack is just around the corner. Lu Feng patted him on the shoulder. Qiangzi, Brother Feng believes in you. Next step, break into the academy and build an empire. Meng Qi whispered, together. Li Qiang nodded, his heart surging, ready to face greater storms. The night breeze in the park was getting colder. Li Qiang and the other 3 packed up the spiritual herbs and waved goodbye. The video chat between Wang Peng and Shaoli was still lively in the group, celebrating that the empire's market share had steadily reached 35%, and that the Zhao family's low-price offensive had completely hit the market. Lu Feng patted Li Qiang on the shoulder as he walked. Qiangzi, I will keep an eye on you during the exam tomorrow, Brother Feng. If Zhao Ming and his gang dare to cause trouble, my buddy from the physical education department will block the door. Meng Qi smiled and said softly to Li Qiang, don't work too hard, wait until your cultivation is stable. Go home and review the last round of runes. I'll send you the notes. Li Qiang nodded and watched her disappear downstairs of the dormitory. A warm feeling surged in his heart. From refining alchemy alone to working together as a team, this growth is not overnight, but is forged through every crisis. In the early morning of the next day, the sun shone into the rental house, and Qiang crossed his legs to perform exercises. The immortal energy of the second-level foundation building was as smooth as a river, and the edges were faintly loose. He grabbed his cell phone and Wang Fat's messages in the group flooded the screen. "Boss. The supplements are selling like hotcakes. The Zhao family's spiritual grass supply has been cut off and we will reap the consequences. Our empire has signed 2 farms in the East District to monopolize the middle and low-end spiritual grass market. Shaoli said that the order will be scheduled until next month, and the customers praised it for its purity and no side effects." Qiang raised the corner of his mouth and replied, "Well done. Beautiful. Continue to promote the quick-acting elixir variant and demonstrate the relic soul-quenching live." "Lu Feng, is the procurement team back safely?" Lu Feng replied in an excited voice, "It's back. There is no trouble in the spiritual field at the edge of Black Wind Mountain. Qiangzi, come on for the exam. I'll wait outside the academy and you'll know when Zhao Ming reports." Qiang put on simple college examination clothes, picked up a bag full of elixirs and rune notes, and drove straight to the Immortal Cultivation Academy. The gate of the academy on the edge of the city is majestic, and there are many instruments for testing immortal energy. Candidates are filing in, and the air is filled with a nervous buzz. Meng Qi was waiting at the entrance early, wearing a college uniform with her long hair tied up, looking capable and beautiful. She handed over a bottle of immortal energy tea. "Take a drink to refresh yourself. The theory subject will be tested first. Zhao Ming and the others are in the A examination room, and we are in the B examination room to avoid direct conflict." But Lu Feng said that the insider he bribed wanted to trip up the runes department, simulate the ruins mechanism, and come up with special problems to hack your imperial elixir. Qiang took the tea, took a sip, and the immortal energy cooled his body. "Thank you. I have the experience of the ruins, and I am familiar with the mechanism. Let's go in and reverse this situation." The lighting in the examination room was soft, the test papers were projected on the fairy screen, and the first subject of fairy theory began. Qiang sat down and glanced at the question, "Complex wave frequency calculation, how to use instruments to optimize commercial elixir detection." The candidates next to him were whispering, and someone complained in a low voice, "There is leakage from the Zhao family. This question is beyond the syllabus. It is specifically designed to test commercial applications and will kill unscrupulous candidates." Qiang's heart moved and he said in his heart, "The turning point is here. This is Zhao Ming's dirty trick against the empire. But the SS-level spiritual roots are running, and the immortal energy is as intuitive as lightning." He picked up his pen and wrote, "The instrument is injected with a small amount of fairy energy to monitor the resonance shift, and the counterfeit avoidance rate in the business is 95%. For example, the Imperial quick-acting pill, the relics are pure and quenched, and the wave peak is stable and free of impurities." Meng Qi was at the next table, occasionally turning her head and blinking to express tacit understanding. She whispered to the examiner, "This question is reasonable, but a case explanation will be more complete." The examiner nodded, and the candidates exclaimed. Qiang's score appeared in real time, full score. The bell rang, the theoretical section was over, and the candidates rushed to the rest area. Lu Feng called and lowered his voice, "Qiangzi, Zhao Ming is in trouble. The fake information they sold inside said that the theory is simple and you can easily pass the test." The forum was flooded, saying that the imperial elixir was cheating, and customers questioned it. But I fought back. I posted Wang Fat's live video, purity certificate, and refunded orders instead of adding orders. The empire has a monopoly. The Zhao family farm is running idle in the East District market. Good job. Your information is like a foundation building pill. I'm going to break their mechanism next time. Meng Qi came closer and handed over the water. Lu Feng is holding on to the outside, and I'll help you link up with the immortal energy. The rune examination room is like a maze, with virtual ruins projected, and candidates need to draw dragon spells by hand to unlock the protective array. Zhao Ming's ally Zhang Lei, a self-proclaimed genius candidate, stood on the high platform and mocked. Li Qiang, a wild alchemist, dare to enter the elite circle? This ruined simulation is from the Zhao family's ancient book, the Blue Dragon Claw plus the Magic Array. Even USS level can't break it. The candidates snickered. Li Qiang frowned slightly, and sat down. The test paper unfolds. Draw runes to break the illusion formation, and explain the commercial application of elixir seals. Meng Qi was at the table next to her and whispered, Qiangzi, remember the broken sword in Black Wind Mountain? Inject fairy energy, and the scale pattern is activated. Let's work together, and I will assist with the spirit tempering technique. Li Qiang nodded, picked up the pen to copy, activated the SS level spiritual roots, and injected fairy energy into the projection like silk threads. The runes appeared on the paper, green light flashed, and the illusionary shadow collapsed. Zhang Lei's eyes widened and he tried to plagiarize, but his rune lines were rigid, the formation backfired, and the phantom in the projection counterattacked. He turned pale, and the examiner directly deducted points, trace of cheating, warning. Li Qiang's score soared. Meng Qi high-fived, perfect. Your rune experience, fusion of runes, intelligence, and cultivation into one. The Zhao family has suffered its own consequences. The candidates commented, Li Qiang's counterattack. Li Qiang replied in a low voice, thanks to the team, the intelligence blocked the black post. During the break, Wang Fat's message popped up, boss, Huang Tang has collapsed. The Zhao family's upstream supply has been cut off, and our empire has signed the remaining farms to monopolize the key spiritual grass market, with a share of 45%. Customers are flooding in, and the quick-acting pill variant is selling well. Li Qiang replied, continue to expand, bring in the resources of the academy, and the empire will take off. His heart surged. Business is like cultivating an immortal, monopolizing in adversity. This is the fruit of growth. The last subject, the practice of alchemy, is carried out in front of the alchemy furnace. The examination room was steaming with steam, and the candidates stood around the stove. The topic was impromptu, use the relic spiritual grass to refine the anti-phantom elixir. The time limit is 1 hour. Zhao Ming came on stage in person. He was full of confidence in the formula taught by his family's alchemy master. He glanced at Li Qiang and said, boy, I heard that your imperial elixir was mixed with water, which was revealed in actual combat. Li Qiang smiled lightly, we'll see. Meng Qi, hand me the broken sword. Meng Qi nodded and handed over the sword. A blue light fragment, add this quenching spirit, and the purity exceeds 90%. Lu Feng was connected via video link outside, and his voice was hurried. Hadron, Zhao Ming wanted to add impurities to the furnace, but my buddy intercepted his help. Intelligence showed that there was a loophole in their formula and it was easy to explode the furnace. Li Qiang lit the fire, injected immortal energy into the furnace, and used the second level of foundation building to stabilize the fire. After the spiritual grass was put into the furnace, he recalled the experience of Black Wind Mountain and optimized the formula, adding the residual green light of the sword to neutralize the phantom poison and transforming it into protective essence. The fragrance of the elixir in the furnace was getting stronger, and the candidates looked sideways. Zhang Lei's elixir was prepared first, but its color was dim. The examiner shook his head, the impurities are too high, borderline passing. Zhao Ming accelerated, the fire was too strong, and there was a faint crackling sound. His face was ashen, impossible. How do you know the weakness of my formula? Li Qiang said nothing, and his gestures were like flying. The moment the elixir was completed, the furnace lid was opened, and 9 crystal anti-magic elixirs rolled out, surrounded by immortal energy, and the purity was almost perfect. The examiner exclaimed, Li Qiang, innovative soul quenching, reversal of phantom poison for protection, full marks. Meng Qi assisted the linkage, extra points. Meng Qi smiled and shook his hand, fight side by side, we win. Zhao Ming's elixir collapsed, Zhang Lei lowered his head, and the examinees cheered, counterattack king. Imperial genius. Li Qiang wiped his sweat and said in his heart, the fusion of wisdom and cultivation, this climax is not luck, but relics in the tempering of crises. At the end of the scoring, Qiang came out on top in total points and got the ticket to the elite circle. After walking out of the examination room, Lu Feng rushed up and gave him a hug. "Qiangzi, you're amazing." Zhao Ming's face turned green, and the forum was full of videos of your comeback. Empire News: Shaoli signed the last piece of the market, the monopoly was completed, and the Zhao family retreated to the West District. Meng Qi leaned over, her eyes bright. "See you in the elite class, Qiangzi, your growth, from business to the exams are all flashing." "Wait, there is a note on the last page of the test paper, there will be an auction for the ruins map fragments next month." It turns out that the Zhao family has infiltrated for this reason. Qiang's heart was shocked, and a sharp light flashed in his eyes. The auction is the next step, the expansion of the empire, and the journey to immortality will start from this clue. The three of them walked side by side towards the college square, the setting sun lengthening their figures, and the fragrance of elixir lingering in the wind. Qiang felt that a breakthrough in his cultivation was imminent, the laughter of the team echoed, and new challenges were quietly approaching. In the college square, the afterglow of the setting sun shone on the bluestone-paved ground. Students dispersed in twos and threes, discussing the exams that had just ended. Qiang and the others stopped walking, while Lu Feng was still gesticulating excitedly. "Qiangzi, that video went viral." Zhao Ming and his team's video of the collapse of the alchemy furnace received over 10,000 likes online. "The Empire's orders will be sold out tonight, and Wang Fat said that the inventory is almost bottoming out." Meng Qi gently pulled Qiang. Chang's sleeves and his voice were soft. "The entry notice for the elite circle has just been sent to the mobile phone. Report tomorrow morning." "Qiangzi, how do you plan to use the resources of the academy to promote the empire?" Although the Zhao family has retreated to the Western District, they are still wooing the remaining forces of Huayan Hall, and the market is not so stable. Qiang nodded and looked at the immortal energy fountain in the center of the square, with runes faintly flashing in the mist. His mind moved and he said in his heart, "Victory in the exam is only the starting point. Leading the empire is not done alone, but must be accelerated by the sales of the academy." Turning to Lu Feng, he said, "Fengzi, keep an eye on the spiritual grass from Black Wind Mountain. When the purchasing team comes back, don't be in a hurry to sell it. Store some of it for the college laboratory first. Mingqi, please help me contact the instructors of the elite class. Their rune library can optimize the elixir formula." Lu Feng patted his chest. "No problem. Shaoli will ship a batch back to the warehouse tonight, and I will personally inspect the goods to make sure that no monster toxins are mixed in." "Qiangzi, your brain is so fast, the Empire's monopoly is in sight." As night fell and the three of them separated, Qiang drove straight to the Empire's temporary headquarters, a converted old warehouse in the city center. Wang Fat and Shaoli were already busy inside, and the alchemy furnace was buzzing under the light. Fatty Wang wiped his sweat and came forward. "Boss." As soon as the news about the perfect score in the college exam came out, the number of customer calls was overwhelming. The East District farm is all signed up, and the supply of spiritual grass is as stable as an old dog. The Zhao family tried to sell Huang Tang's old goods at a low price, but our quick-acting pills are of high purity, and customers said that their stuff looks like fake medicine. Shaoli handed over the tablet, and the data chart jumped. "The market share is 55%, boss." Over in the West District, Zhao Ming attracted a few retail investors to counterattack, but Lu Feng's intelligence said that their upstream supply was severely cut off, and Huang Tang could not hold on. Qiang sat down, glanced at the data, and raised the corner of his mouth. "Okay, tomorrow when I enter the elite circle, the first thing I will do is to integrate the academy's alchemy resources." Meng Qi said that the elite class has an exclusive immortal energy acceleration room that can double the output of elixirs. "Fat brother, please contact the agent of the Wang family to introduce a new product. Relics, the spirit-quenching anti-magic elixir uses the formula in the exam. The price is mid-range and high-end, specializing in the college student market." Wang Peng's eyes lit up. "Wonderful. The anti-magic elixir can block the relic magic array, and it will make a profit if you sell it to the adventure team. How can Zhao Ming's and their old formula compare to our innovation?" Early the next morning, Qiang changed into the silver-edged uniform of the elite class and walked into the inner hall of the college carrying a sample of the elixir. The air is full of fairy spirit, ancient runes are projected on the wall, elite students have gathered, and the atmosphere is much higher end than the peripheral examination room. Meng Qi arrived early and stood in the crowd. When she saw him coming, she waved, "Qiangzi, this way." The mentor Chen is explaining resource allocation. New elites can apply for project subsidies. Qiang approached and the two sat down side by side. Meng Qi whispered, "I reviewed your prescription notes last night. The purity of the cloud dew can reach 95%. The Empire's formula library will be upgraded." Qiang felt warm in his heart as he smelled the faint fragrance of grass in her hair. "Thank you, Qi. From Black Wind Mountain to the exam, you have always made up for my shortcomings. This team cannot be without you." Mr. Chen came on stage with a loud voice. "The elite circle is not a benefit, but a challenge. Newcomers such as Qiang have perfect scores in the exam and are commendable for their innovation in alchemy. But there will be a practical assessment next week, business ruins will be simulated next week, resources will be integrated to refine team elixirs, and the score will determine the amount of subsidies. Although the Zhao family has failed, they have old connections in the academy, so don't take it lightly." There were whispers in the audience, and someone cast an envious look. One was named Lin Wei. The girl approached Meng Qi and said, "I heard that Qiang's empire has a monopoly on the Eastern District. Sister Qi, can you two collaborate on the elixir formula and teach us?" Meng Qi smiled and asked Qiang to introduce, "Qiangzi, this is Lin Wei, who specializes in runes. The elite circle has many connections, and our empire is in need of rune masters. Cooperation?" Qiang nodded, shook hands and said, "Welcome. The interpretation of the Empire's ruins map requires your dragon language skills. Resource sharing, market sharing." During class, Qiang and Meng Qi sneaked to the back garden of the college to discuss resource integration. Meng Qi leaned on the stone bench, her eyes twinkling. "Qiangzi, the elite subsidy can be approved for the immortal Qi acceleration room. I will help you apply. As the empire expands, the college's spiritual grass field can be directly supplied to avoid the Zhao family's supply cutoff war." Qiang looked at her and couldn't help but said, "Qi, thank you for staying with me from the rental house to here. Not a business partner, but more like a family member." Meng Qi blushed slightly. Nudged his shoulder, "Fool, the road to immortality is long, and the team is family. Lu Feng sent a message last night that the follow-up of Black Wind Mountain is stable, and a new batch of spiritual grass has been extracted, which is enough for the Empire for 3 months." The two looked at each other and smiled, and there seemed to be a trace of ambiguous tension in the air. Qiang felt that his cultivation was loose, and he had an inner monologue. Leadership is not only business, but emotional growth is also quietly deepening. In the afternoon, Lu Feng called with joy in his voice, "Qiangzi. Zhao Ming from Wangtang came to negotiate in person and wanted to acquire our East District farm. They said they were joining forces to fight against the college's monopoly, but Wang Fat and Xiao Li checked and found that their internal capital chain was broken and they were just struggling. I suggest that we directly acquire their remaining channels and unify them." "Market?" Qiang raised his eyebrows and said, "Fengzi, bring the contract. The conditions are, Zhao Ming quits the pill line and sells the spiritual grass to us. This is the end of the Empire's monopoly on the urban market." In the evening, the follow-up challenge of the elite circle began, group actual combat, refining elixirs in simulated ruins. Qiang formed Meng Qi and Lin Wei, and their opponent turned out to be Zhao Ming's old team, a guy named Sun Hao, who wanted revenge with several rune masters. Sun Hao sneered, "Qiang, good luck in the exam, this is revealed in actual combat. Our Zhao family's ancient book formula is designed to defeat your spirit tempering technique." Qiang calmly lit the fire, "We'll see. Qi, link the fairy energy, Lin Wei, rune seal." The spiritual grass in the furnace was churning. Qiang injected SS-level spiritual roots, and optimized the formula. The remaining green light of the Black Wind Mountain sword neutralizes the old poison, and the fragrance of elixir overflows. Sun Hao's group's furnace fire was unstable and the elixir collapsed midway. His face turned livid. How is that possible? How do you know our weaknesses? Meng Qi explained in a low voice, relic experience, Qiangzi's business intuition, fusion runes, impeccable. Lin Wei high-fived, Li Qiang, the purity of this elixir is 98%, and the subsidy is guaranteed. If the Empire cooperates, I will join. The examiner announced, Li Qiang's team won, and resources will be allocated first. Sun Hao bowed his head and admitted defeat, and the Zhao family finally collapsed. Li Qiang wiped his sweat and said to the team, this is a key step for the stability of the Empire. Expanding your network starts from the Academy. At night, the Empire headquarters is brightly lit. Wang Peng reported excitedly, Boss, the merger of Huangtang has been completed. Zhao Ming signed to exit, and our empire controls 80% of the urban elixir market. Lu Feng led the team to close their channels, and Shaoli optimized the supply chain and doubled the output. Lu Feng connected via video, with the warehouse goods pile in the background. Chang's son, after finishing the adventure, the Black Wind Mountain Spirit Field will be expanded, which will last for half a year. As soon as the resources of the elite circle arrive, we will take off. Li Qiang nodded and convened a team meeting. Well done. The business line is now stable. Next, we will recruit allies from the Academy, and the Elixir Empire will expand from the city to the whole country. Just as she was talking, Meng Qi opened the door and came in, holding an internal notice from the Academy. Qiangzi, look at this. At the auction next month, it is rumored that a key immortal weapon will be released, the core sword soul of the ancient ruins, which can improve the foundation cultivation level and go straight to the golden elixir. The Zhao family's old connections revealed that it is the key to interpret the map. Our legacy line must join the battle. Li Qiang's eyes flashed. The business empire is stable, the adventure is open. The team works together. I will prepare the equipment for the auction. Qiangzi, you are mature, Brother Feng will follow you. Li Qiang looked out the window at the city lights, and his heart surged with ambition. From unexpected awakening to market control, this path of growth and the weight of leadership are deepening little by little. Meng Qi held his hand and whispered, let's go for it together. The night wind blew, and a new storm quietly brewed. In the conference room of the Empire headquarters, the air was still filled with the faint fragrance of the elixir sample just now. Li Qiang let go of Meng Qi's hand, looked away from the window and turned to the map clues on the projection screen. Lu Feng's video screen was still flashing, and he grinned. Qiangzi, I will prepare the equipment here. I will be a guard on the day of the auction. Anyone who dares to steal our magic weapon will be punched away by me. The screen flashed, and Lu Feng hung up, leaving the team members snickering. Wang Fat walked in with hot tea, and squeezed the door with his fat body. Boss, all the channels of Huangtang have come over, and there is a lot of loose money in the fund account. I just heard the information about the auction from the black market. The ancient sword soul is not simple. It is said that the key to the core of the ruins is hidden, and it can lead directly to the golden core realm. Li Qiang nodded and knocked on the table. Okay, everyone, sit down. The auction is a turning point for the Empire. The business line is stable, and we have to take advantage of this east wind to cultivate immortality. Chi-Chi, the Academy announcement you are talking about, the sword soul is related to our map? Meng Qi opened the chair and sat down, spreading out a yellowed ancient notebook, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Yes, I looked through the rune library of the elite class last night. The dragon language runes on the map, there are a string of veins matching the sword soul. It's not a coincidence, it's the linking mechanism of the ancient ruins. Whoever takes the sword soul can unlock the hidden formation in the depths of Black Wind Mountain, which may contain the spiritual veins of the peak foundation. She paused, approached Li Qiang, and whispered, but the old connections of the Zhao family are not broken, and Sun Hao and his gang were sneaking around at the back door of the Academy last night. I asked Lin Wei to keep an eye on them. Lu Feng's call came in at this time and switched to loudspeaker. His voice was rough and smiling. Qiangzi, I'm at the warehouse. I just inspected a batch of new spiritual grass. The heritage resources are enough for us to support the business. What's the bidding strategy? How much of the Empire's funds are used? I suggest going all in to scare those retail investors. Qiang smiled, rubbed his temples, and had a flash in his heart. Starting from a rental house, and now commanding tens of millions of funds, this leadership charm has become more and more familiar. Fengzi, don't worry yet. The capital line is 20 million spiritual stones, which are equivalent to the amount of elixirs pledged. The relic resources are the trump card, the blue light essence of the Black Wind Mountain Sword Remnant, which can demonstrate the compatibility of sword souls on the spot and increase the authority of our bid. But we cannot destroy everything. We must leave 30% for emergencies in case there is a hostile force. Wang Fat pushed up his glasses and handed over the tablet. Boss, look at the market data. Orders for elixirs are booming, and the anti-magic elixirs exclusively for college students are sold out. We will use this cash flow to raise a starting price of 15 million. Where is the remnant of the Zhao family? Shaoli said that there is a second-in-command named Huang Tang in the West District. He contacted the casual cultivator team last night and wanted to form a team to compete. The price. Shaoli stood up from the corner and came over. Yes, Brother Wang is right. The intelligence showed that after the upstream supply was cut off, they turned to Sanxian from the East China Sea and promised to share. Son, how is the bridge? I sent people to monitor him. He went to the black market this morning to buy false information pills, trying to confuse the detector at the auction house. Meng Qi frowned slightly and slapped the table. We can't let up in the intelligence war. Qiangzi, Lin Wei and I teamed up to make a disguise. We published false news that the Empire was short of funds and only offered a base price of 8 million. To lure them in, Fengzi led a team to intercept the source of the intelligence. Lu Feng laughed on the phone. Wonderful. Chi-Chi's brain is perfect for Qiangzi. My foundation in the sports department is just to go to the black market and pretend to be a retail investor. Those Sun House subordinates are so passionate that they can be broken at the first glance. Li Qiang listened to the team's brainstorm, his mouth raised, and a warm feeling surged in his heart. This is not just a business, it is a game of cultivating immortals. With this growth trajectory, the Empire's skeleton becomes more and more solid. Okay, that's it. Li Qiang stood up, walked to the whiteboard, and drew a simple bidding flowchart. The first stage, warm up. Brother Fat, you push a new product advertisement, emphasizing that the Empire's relic tempering elixir can assist the foundation of sword souls. Customers are excited, which indirectly increases the popularity of the auction. The second stage, intelligence counterattack. Shaoli, contact the Wang family's agent, bribe the black market, and spread the news that the Zhao family's capital chain is broken. Fengzi, go to the West District in person, pretend to be a negotiator, and use Sun House trump card. Fatty Wang nodded. Boss, this is a yin and yang move. Customers will flock to us when they hear that the Zhao family is in trouble, and I will post the ad with the endorsement video of the college elite, and I guarantee it will get more than 100,000 likes. The door of the conference room opened, and Lin Wei unexpectedly appeared, holding a piece of rune paper in her hand. Qiangzi, Sister Qi, I'm late. I just dug out clues from the college library. The sword soul is not a single fairy weapon, it has a blood connection with the dragon language on the map. After deciphering it, it can open the second layer of the ancient ruins, which contains the golden elixir relic. But... She paused, and her face changed slightly. Sun Hao and the others also know it. This is a secret. I heard them whispering in the back garden last night that they were going to use fake elixirs to sneak into the auction, causing the detector to malfunction. Meng Qi's eyes lit up, and she grabbed Lin Wei and said, Wei, this is a big turn. Qiangzi, we have to increase our stakes. The rune-sealed sword souls are in sync with each other. Who dares to cheat on us? Li Qiang's heart tightened and he said in his heart, it turns out that the sword soul is the key to the map. This is not only an auction, but also the hub of the immortal road. To grow to this point, business control needs the edge of cultivating immortals. He took a deep breath and said to everyone, there is a turning point, but it is also an opportunity. Chi-Chi, Wei, you two optimize the rune demonstration, and I inject SS-level spiritual roots to prove the Empire's right to interpret. Fengzi, prepare for the black market, catch Sun Hao's tail. Shaoli, accelerate the flow of funds, prepare for emergency auctions. If they raise the price to a sky-high price, we will use the credibility of the Pill Empire and the support of the instructors of the Union Academy. Lu Feng yelled on the phone, Qiang, don't worry. I'll go to the West District. That kid Sun Hao, the Empire's intelligence network is like a spider web, and it will stick to them. In the afternoon, the team split up. Li Qiang and Meng Qi stayed at the headquarters and studied the map. Meng Qi tapped the rune with her finger and said softly, Qiangzi, this dragon language is in the same vein as the Sword Master of Black Wind Mountain. With the Sword Soul, our cultivation can reach the peak of foundation building. From the exam to this, you have changed, not only a genius in alchemy, but also a king of strategy. Li Qiang looked at her serious profile and smiled, Chi-Chi, thank you for always filling in. From the friendship and the tacit understanding of the team make me feel that Xiao Xian is not alone. Meng Qi's cheeks turned red and she pushed him, stop talking and pay attention. Lin Wei's information is accurate. I know Sun Hao's fake elixir formula, it is a second-hand product from Huang Tang. The purity will be revealed after a scan of the detector, so we have to prepare a magic array to deal with it. At the same time, Lu Feng drove Empire's modified off-road vehicle and rushed to the black market in the West District. In the bustle of the market, he sneaked into a tea house, pretended to be a retail buyer, and approached Sun Hao's man, a skinny monkey-like guy, who was bragging in a low voice. Brother Sun said that this time the sword spirit is stable. That kid Li Qiang, no matter how much money he has, can't stop our argument. Dong Hai Sanxian offered 5 million to merge the bidding and crush the Empire. Lu Feng sneered in his heart, pretended to listen to the corner while holding tea, and his blood surged. Brother Feng, I am from the sports department, I got this information. He deliberately knocked over the teacup, pretended to be drunk and shouted, Brother, Sword Soul? I heard that it is bound to the ruins map. Whoever interprets it will eat the meat. Li Qiang's empire monopolizes the market. You Zhao family remnants, do you have enough funds to burn? The thin monkey was stunned and became alert. Who are you? Get out. Lu Feng stood up and showed a smile. It's just retail investors, and the news of the Zhao family's cessation of supply has spread wildly in the black market. Outside the tea house, Lu Feng quickly sent a message to Li Qiang. Qiangzi, the hook is on. Sun Hao has contacted Dong Hai Sanxian with a base price of 5 million, and wants to raise the price to 1,500. But there are rifts within them, and the second-in-command suspects the funds. Let's ferment our counterintelligence. Li Qiang replied quickly, okay, Fengzi withdraws, don't fight hard. Shaoli, use the Wang family's agents to bribe the people in the East China Sea. Wang Fat was busy advertising at the headquarters. After the video went online, the Academy forum went viral. Empire's new elixir, soul quenching to prevent black hands. Customer orders were flying in, and the funds were rising. In the evening, the team reunited in the conference room, and Lin Wei brought a new discovery. Qiangzi, my runes have tracked Sun Hao's whereabouts. Their fake elixir has been mixed into the black market, but there is a flaw. The dragon language talisman is impure and will backfire during the demonstration. We use the Empire's relic Qingwang to suppress it on the spot and turn it into our advantage. Li Qiang nodded, the sharp light in her eyes flashed. Perfect. The bidding strategy is locked, starting at 10 million, demonstration blessing of relic resources. After resolving the threat, the Empire is not only the business king, but also the leader in the path of immortality. Meng Qi clenched her fists. The team works together, and the intelligence battle is one half. Hadron, in this preparation stage, you look like you are in control of the overall situation. You are so handsome. As the night gets darker, the lights of the headquarters are still on. Li Qiang looked at the image of the sword soul on the projection, his heart surging with ambition. From the awakening of talent to this, the integration of business and cultivation is like two wings flying together. Lu Feng's car lights flickered outside. He opened the door and walked in, throwing down a stack of love papers. Qiangzi, take them all. We have full control of the weaknesses of Donghai Sanxian and Sunhao's plan. Let's start the auction. Wang Fat and Shaoli followed, and the air was filled with tension. A new game was about to begin. The day of the auction came as scheduled. The lights of the Empire headquarters stayed on all night, and the team didn't disperse until the early morning. Everyone's face showed the exhaustion and excitement of winning. Li Qiang rubbed his eyebrows and looked at the intelligence paper Lu Feng dropped. The plan of Sun Hao and his gang was like a broken net, full of loopholes. Meng Qi came over and patted his shoulder. Qiangzi, get some sleep. You have to stay awake on the field tomorrow. This sword spirit is our turning point. Lu Feng stretched carelessly. My enemy, Qiangzi, Wang Peng and I will set up defenses outside the field. Shaoli's eyes and ears have been opened. As soon as the Sanxian from the East China Sea shows up, I'll keep an eye on him. Wang Fat nodded, his face full of seriousness. Boss, we have 30 million spiritual stones on the line, and we have all the elixirs as collateral. The advertisements are so popular that the Academy forums are buzzing, and everyone is waiting to see how the Empire will end. At dawn, the team has assembled and set off. The luxurious Imperial fleet drove through the morning mist to the Tianqi auction hall in the center of the city, which is the holy land of the urban immortality circle. Outside the towering glazed hall, there were all kinds of flying boats and spirit beast vehicles parked outside. The air was filled with a strong fairy spirit, and the testing instruments were buzzing to verify the spiritual root level of each guest. When Li Qiang got out of the car, Meng Qi held his arm and whispered, I have sealed the flaw in Sun Hao's fake elixir. Lin Wei's rune tracking showed that he was mixed with the Donghai Sanxian in the box on the second floor. Remember, the starting price is 10 million, don't rush. Lu Feng opened the way, his strong figure blocked several casual cultivators who tried to get closer. He growled, get out of the way, the imperial seed is not yours to touch. In the auction hall, the brilliant lights illuminate hundreds of seats, and the air is filled with fragrance. The host, an old man in rich attire at the peak of Foundation Building, spoke like a bell. Everyone, welcome to the Celestial Seal Auction. Tonight's grand finale, the ancient sword soul, the key to the ruins. The starting bid is 8 million spirit stones. The audience was buzzing with discussion. Li Qiang's team was sitting in the VIP area in the front row. Wang Peng and Shaoli were conversing in low voices. Reported data. Boss, there are more than 300 people in the venue, about 10 remnants of the Zhao family, and the Donghai Sanxian gang is very aggressive. Li Qiang nodded, and his eyes swept across the second floor. Sun Hao's sinister face flashed past. The Donghai Sanxian next to him had dark skin, and the aura of the late stage of Foundation Building was as turbulent as the waves. As soon as the bidding started, the place was like a boiling oil pan. 9 million, a casual cultivator shouted, and then Sun Hao's voice from the second floor sounded, 10 million. The old lineage of the Zhao family cannot be underestimated. There were whispers in the audience, and some people recognized the Empire logo and cast their eyes on it. Li Qiang smiled and whispered to Meng Qi, come on, demonstrate the relic resources. Meng Qi nodded, stood up and held up a sign, 15 million. The Empire bids, and comes with the blue light essence of Black Wind Mountain, proving that the sword and soul are compatible. The host's eyes lit up, wonderful. Empire Li Qiang first. Sheng, come on stage for demonstration. Li Qiang brought the sample to the stage and injected it into the SS-level spiritual root. The blue light essence burst out on the detector. The rune veins matched the projected sword soul image perfectly. The audience exclaimed, is this the dragon language linkage? The Empire has interpreted the secret of the map? Sun Hao's face was livid, and roars came from the second floor. 1080. Donghai Sanxian joins forces, who dares to fight? Donghai Sanxian sneered and echoed, 20 million. Boy, no matter how monopolized the Empire is, it can't stop the massive amount of spiritual stones. The atmosphere in the venue was tense, and the casual cultivators gave in one after another. Li Qiang's heart felt hot, and he flashed in his heart, from a poor boy in a rented house to controlling a game worth tens of millions. The feeling of growing up is as sharp as the edge of a sword. He raised the sign and said in a steady voice, 25 million. The Empire's elixir empire is based on credibility, and the sword soul should return to its rightful owner. Meng Qi added a set of relic tempering elixirs to assist in foundation building, worth 5 million. There was thunderous applause from the audience, and Wang Peng clapped his thigh excitedly. Boss, with this wave of marketing, the market heat has soared into the sky. The bidding was in full swing. Sun Hao gritted his teeth and raised the price to 30 million. The voice of Dong Hai Sanxian became more and more gloomy, 3,500. Li Qiang, your empire is just paper. How dare you confront us? Lu Feng clenched his fists in the audience and whispered to Shaoli, Brother Feng, I can't help it anymore. These grandsons deserve a beating. Li Qiang did not panic and continued the demonstration. The inner immortal energy surged, and several foundation-building casual cultivators broke through the bottleneck on the spot, cheering, Empire Bull. This sword soul is worth it. Sun Hao's fake elixir plan has been revealed, and Lin Wei's rune tracking caused the detector to detect abnormalities. The private room on the second floor was in a mess, and someone shouted, Sun Hao, your fake elixir has backfired. Sun Hao's face turned pale, and the Dong Hai Sanxian glared down, Boy, you are playing dirty tricks? 40 million. There was dead silence in the field. Li Qiang stood still, ambition flashed in his eyes, 50 million. The Empire is all in, the sword soul is the key to our immortal path. The whole audience gasped, and the host raised the hammer high, 50 million once. 50 million twice. Sun Hao wanted to shout, but Dong Hai Sanxian stopped him and looked at him. The financial rift has appeared, the black market intelligence has been tricked out by Lu Feng, and they have collapsed internally. 50 million 3 times. The hammer fell with a bang, like a thunderous explosion. The lights in the palace flickered, the sword soul immortal artifact flew into Li Qiang's hand, the green light flourished, and the dragon language runes hovered in the air. The whole audience was buzzing with applause. The empire rises. Li Qiang, domineering. But before the climax was over, Sun Hao rushed out of the box with red eyes. Dong Hai Sanxian jumped down with 5 foundation-building Sanxian cultivators. Immortal energy came like a wave. Boy, the sword soul is ours. Grab it. The hall was in chaos, the guests scattered, and the host shouted, Security. Li Qiang held the sword soul tightly, immortal energy was injected, and the sword body buzzed. Chi-Chi, Fingzi, join hands. Mingqi's rune flashed, the illusion array unfolded, blocking there were 2 casual cultivators. Qiangzi, I will block the left wing, and the dragon language will seal their sea energy. Lu Feng's blood boiled over, and his physical education skills exploded. He punched a guy who rushed forward. Sun Hao, you bastard, I should kick you when the black market talks. Whoever robs the Empire's things will die. His sea-level spiritual roots were activated, and his close protection was like an iron wall, blocking the wave palm of the loose immortals of the East China Sea. The battle broke out, and auras of light flew around the palace. Li Qiang's second-level foundation building was fully activated, and the immortal energy condensed sword merged with the sword soul. He slashed out with a sword, and the green light was like a dragon, forcing Sun Hao to retreat. Sun Hao, from the exam to this, you have always been haunted. But you can't stop the growth of the Empire. Sun Hao sacrificed a fake elixir and tried to counterattack, but it was amplified by Meng Qi's rune flaw, and the elixir energy flowed back. He screamed and fell to the ground. Impossible, how can the Zhao family lose? Dong Hai Sanxian roared, and the sea energy turned into waves and rushed at him. Boy, accept your life. Lu Feng jumped up with laughter and kicked off the wave. Old man, bully my strong son? Eat my hot blood fist. Meng Qi added the spirit tempering technique. The immortal energy linked up with the 3 of them, and the formation was like a net. Dong Hai Sanxian's team of casual cultivators were retreating steadily. Li Qiang's sword flashed and pierced the protective aura of Dong Hai Sanxian. We have conquered the Empire's business line and the road to immortality step by step. Your alliance is like paper. Dong Hai Sanxian vomited blood and retreated. Sun Hao got up and wanted to escape, but was blocked by Wang Fat and Xiao Li's security team. Xiaoli was cold, laughing. You lost the intelligence battle, and you still want to run away? The Empire's web has been woven long ago. The battle lasted for a quarter of an hour, the immortal energy in the palace was gone, the enemy was defeated, Sun Hao and Donghai Sanxian were escorted away by security, the guests in the venue were stunned, and then they burst into cheers. Li Qiang is invincible. The Empire, the overlord of the immortal path. Li Qiang put away his sword and panted slightly. Meng Qi came closer to help him. Qiangzi, your sword-soul fusion just now has reached the peak of foundation building. The team works together, this battle is worth it. Lu Feng wiped his sweat and grinned, haha. Qiangzi, from Black Wind Mountain to here, our tacit understanding has become stronger and stronger. Wang Fat and Xiaoli stepped forward to report, boss, the loss is small, and there is still 20 million in funds. Customer orders have exploded, and the instructors of the college have sent congratulatory messages and want to cooperate. Li Qiang nodded, looking at the sword soul, and a warm current surged in his heart. This is not only a victory, but also the pinnacle of the empire. The wings of business and immortality have finally flown together. He held Meng Qi's hand tightly and whispered, Qi, Fengzi, integrate resources after the war, wait for us to unlock the second level of Black Wind Mountain. The future of the empire is even broader. Outside the hall, the night wind blew, and the team rushed out. The blue light of the sword soul illuminated the road ahead. Sun Hao's screams faded away behind him. A new round of resource integration had taken shape in Li Qiang's mind. The night wind blew through the square of the Tianxi auction hall, and the green light of the sword soul pulsed gently in Li Qiang's palm, like an awakening spiritual beast, reflecting the tired but brilliant faces of the team. Sun Hao's screams could be heard faintly from inside the hall, and were gradually drowned out by the security guard's shouts. Li Qiang took a deep breath, turned to Lu Feng and said, Fengzi, don't worry about those remnants, retreat first. The Imperial car is waiting, let's go back to the headquarters to celebrate. Lu Feng laughed and patted him on the shoulder, Qiangzi, I feel like I won the jackpot when I got this sword soul. That boy Sun Hao is probably in prison. I regret it for the rest of my life. The sea energy of that old guy in the East China Sea was broken by your sword just now. He was so handsome. Meng Qi chuckled and held Li Qiang's arm tightly. Yes, Qiangzi, your immortal Qi condensation sword and your peak foundation building momentum have stunned me. Come on, Fatty Wang and the others have prepared hot soup in the car. We must have a celebration party. The fleet of special cars was speeding under the neon lights, the skyscrapers in the center of the city were flashing with fairy lights, and the spiritual root testing vendors on the roadside were still shouting about cheap elixirs. Li Qiang leaned on the seat, the dragon language runes of the sword soul wandering on his fingertips. He whispered to Meng Qi, Qi, this sword soul is more than just a key. The fusion of cultivation surges, like injecting soul into the empire. Sun Hao's alliance has collapsed, but the remnants of the Zhao family are still in the dark, and they must be wiped out. Meng Qi nodded, with a serious light in her eyes. I have contacted Lin Wei, her men are monitoring Zhao Ming's old affairs. Warehouse. Intelligence shows that they want to use the last stock of fake elixirs to counterattack the market. If we use Sword Soul to prove the authenticity of the empire, the market will be stable. Lu Feng turned around from the front seat and waved his fist excitedly, yes. Brother Feng, I will take people to search the house. Their supply chain network has been cut off. That guy Zhao Ming has been targeting us since the exam. Now it's his turn to cry. The headquarters building was brightly lit, employees lined up at the door to welcome him, and the air was filled with the aroma of the new alchemy room. Wang Fatty and Xiaoli came forward. Wang Fatty's face was flushed, boss, congratulations. The auction news has been on the hot search, the college forum has exploded, and orders have poured in for 2 million spirit stones for a quick-acting elixir. Sun Hao's fake elixir has been exposed, and all customers have transferred to us. Xiaoli handed over the tablet, financial settlement, 50 million for the sword soul, and the remaining 20 million are still increasing. The Donghai Sanxian cultivator team has just been captured by the Immortal Cultivation Bureau, and Sun Hao can't escape. Li Qiang smiled and patted their shoulders. Good job. Inform everyone that the second level of the Black Wind Mountain ruins will be opened with the Sword Soul. Early the next morning, the team went straight to the entrance to the Black Wind Mountain ruins. The mountain wind howled, and the detection instrument buzzed at the entrance, verifying Li Qiang's SS-level spiritual root. Lu Feng carried the equipment box and strode forward. Qiangzi, we figured out 70% of the mechanisms in this mountain during our last expedition. Once the Sword Soul is opened and the treasure is obtained, the Empire's elixir formula must be doubled and upgraded. Meng Qi took out the fragment of the map, and the runes resonated with the Sword Soul. Look, the dragon language clues match up. The second level is the spirit-quenching essence in the ancient alchemy furnace ruins can make the purity of our elixir exceed 90%. If the remnants of the Zhao family come to snatch it, our illusion array will ensure that they will never come back. Li Qiang nodded and injected immortal energy. The Sword Soul buzzed, and the stone door of the ruins slowly opened, and green light poured out like a tide, illuminating the hidden stairs. Going deep into the ruins, the fairy spirit in the air is as thick as mist. Li Qiang took the lead, and Sword Soul explored the path ahead, avoiding several rune traps. Lu Feng whispered, Qiangzi, remember when we were in college, we made the first furnace of elixir in the dormitory and blew up half the room? At that time, you said that cultivating immortals was a dream, but now? The Empire monopolizes the market. This dream has come true. Li Qiang smiled and turned back. Yes, Fengzi, without the support of a hot-blooded man like you, there would be no team today. From starting in a rental house to fighting in the auction hall, your fists and love report, you helped me block so many tricks. Meng Qi came closer and said softly, and I borrowed books from the college library to help you answer the exam. Qiangzi, your wisdom always made me unable to keep up. But along the way, I felt like family. Li Qiang felt warm and held her hand. Qi, our friendship has deepened like this. The Empire is not only a business, it is the pinnacle of the three of us. Deep in the ruins, an ancient alchemy furnace stands, with dragon language engraved on its body. Li Qiang's Sword Soul was fused, immortal energy was injected, the furnace lid suddenly opened, and countless spirit-quenching crystals rolled out, and the detector showed a purity of 95%. Lu Feng picked up a piece, his eyes shining. Bulls. This thing is for alchemy. The Empire's explosive flame pills can sell for a lot of money. If Zhao Mingyue knew about it, he would probably vomit blood. As soon as he finished speaking, there was movement from the direction of the entrance, and a group of remnants of the Zhao family broke in. Entering, the leader, Zhao Ming, looked livid. Li Qiang. You stole the Sword Soul, and you came to dig up the Zhao family's background? Brothers, go ahead. Blow him up with fake elixirs. A dozen foundation-building casual cultivators rushed towards him. Their elixir energy was chaotic, and they were obviously inferior goods. Li Qiang sneered, waved his Sword Soul, and turned into a net. Zhao Ming, from exam infiltration to merger threats, your conspiracy has long been woven by the Empire's web. Qi, the magic array. Mingqi's rune flashed, and the ruins mist condensed into an array, trapping half of the enemies. Lu Feng laughed and rushed forward. Zhao Ming, take a punch from me. From a forum dispute to a black market alliance, you villain, you finally saw the real deal. His sea-level spiritual root exploded, and he was as close as a tiger, knocking two casual cultivators away. Zhao Ming sacrificed a fake elixir and tried to counterattack, but Li Qiang's Sword Soul dragon language was broken, and the elixir energy flowed backwards. He screamed and fell to the ground. It's impossible, why did the Zhao family? The battle was short and fierce. Li Qiang's peak foundation building cultivation was fully activated, and his immortal energy condensed into a sword like a tornado, forcing back Zhao Ming's last resistance. Zhao Ming, your family resources and business ambitions are not as good as the Empire's team. From an ordinary college student to this, I have learned not only to make alchemy, but also to use wisdom and friendship to build an undefeated empire. Zhao Ming vomited blood, and the remaining party collapsed, and was captured by Lu Feng and Meng Qi. The ruins became quiet. Li Qiang put away his sword and looked at the pile of spirit-quenching crystals. His achievements surged in his heart, from the poor boy who could not detect his spiritual roots to the pinnacle of urban immortal cultivation. This growth trajectory was as sharp and tough as the soul of the sword. A few months later, the imperial headquarters was upgraded to a landmark in Chengdu, a huge building integrating technology and immortal formations. The top-level elixir refining line could produce tens of thousands of furnaces per day. The market for quick-acting elixirs and tempering elixirs was monopolized, and the spiritual stones flowed like rivers. Wang Fat and Shaoli were busy in the supply chain center. Shaoli reported, "Boss, the Academy has signed a cooperation contract. All elite classes will use our elixirs. After the trial of the remnants of the Zhao family, all assets have been merged into the empire, and the old headquarters of Donghai Sanxian have also surrendered." Wang Fat smiled. The market share is 90%, and the advertising popularity is still rising. Customers say that the empire's elixirs not only cure diseases, but also make cultivation levels leap forward. Qiang stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling window, overlooking the bustling city, with flying boats flying around and test instrument lights flashing. Lu Feng came over with tea. "Qiangzi, the celebration wine is ready. From exploring the Black Wind Mountain to relics and treasures, our friendship has become stronger and stronger. Without your brains, I would still be dawdling in the physical education department." Meng Qi leaned next to him, with soft eyes. "Qiangzi, your ambition has taken us from a small workshop to an empire. The road to immortality is long, but with you and us, this journey to immortality is complete." Qiang turned around and put his arms around their shoulders. "Fengzi, Qiqi, I have changed since the day of my unexpected awakening. Your passion and wisdom have made me a strong person. The empire is not just a business, it is our home, and we will guard it." The setting sun shines into the hall, the green light of the sword soul reflects on the smiling faces of the three people, the flag of the empire is hunting in the wind, and the legend of urban immortality is frozen in endless prosperity.